I don't lie. I will do that. I'm a teacher. I've been a restaurant manager. I'm educated. So please, Judge.
His romper, I asked why his romper was completely undone.
What was undone? I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
No, his romper was completely undone. He said, I will kill for my children.
If he's taking care of both children 60% of the time, why would you claim one of the children on your tax return? Well, do you think if you're making false statements on a tax return?
No, I'm not making false statements.
Sure, I just want to know, why can't I see my son? I just want to, do you not remember me giving you $400 a month for the first 6 months starting in August, cash?
So there would be 5 people living in a 2-bedroom apartment 50% of the time?
Correct.
The state calls Miss Bailey. Miss Bailey, do you remember what I read into the record earlier before we took a break?
Yes.
And
yes,
and you're in agreement as to those agreements, except for the conservatorship, which is now an issue of the court, right?
yes.
Okay. State calls Mr. Carranza. Mr. Carranza, can you state your name for the record, sir?
Raymond Carlo Carranza.
Mr. Coranza, did you hear understand the agreement I read into the record before?
Yes.
And are you in agreement as to those provisions that I read in the record, except for the conservatorship, which is now an issue of the court?
Yes.
Okay. State recalls Miss Bailey. Miss Bailey, how old is your child?
He's 1 year old.
And
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I'm not sure I heard that.
He's 1 year old.
And when is the child going to turn 2, ma'am?
July 17th.
Okay, so he's going to have a birthday pretty soon. He's going to be
Yeah.
2 in 10 days. Okay. Now, who makes all the decisions for the child right now?
I do.
You make all the medical and dental decisions for the child?
Yes.
You make all the important decisions for the child?
Yes.
Okay. Now, has Mr. Carranza helped you with these decisions in the past?
Not to my recollection, no.
Do you know if he wanted to be a part of these decisions regarding Noah?
No, he hasn't asked to be a part of medical decisions. We have had doctor's visits. No.
Has he ever attended the doctor's visits?
Yes.
Okay. And when he attended these visits, did he drive his own car or did he come pick you up? How did y'all get there?
After Noah was born, I believe he drove his own car.
Okay. And he stayed with you the whole time?
During the visit?
Yes.
Yes, I believe so.
And was he being helpful?
Sometimes.
Okay. So he has shown interest to be involved in decision making in the past.
Typically, he asked for me to make the decision. Like, whatever you decide, when it comes to the doctors.
Okay. Now, let's switch to visitation. What visitation has Mr. Carranza had in the past?
In the past, in the more recent past, he's visited with Noah at the Children's Museum for 2 hours, or 2 to 3 hours.
And can you give me a time frame?
Once per week. When did the visitations begin?
When was the most recent visitation? Let's start with there.
The most recent was a FaceTime visit, and that was last week,
And how long was that?
probably a half hour.
Okay. And was it a pleasant FaceTime visitation?
For me, I supported the interaction, but I'll say
Okay.
yes, I guess.
Well, when was the if we work backwards, when was the next visitation most recent?
The one prior to that was Father's Day.
Was that in person?
It was FaceTime.
FaceTime. And how long was that?
To me, it seemed somewhere between a half hour and an hour.
Let's skip to in-person visitation. When was the most recent in-person visitation that you remember?
It would, I believe it was on a Tuesday, June 3rd,
Okay. And where did y'all visit?
at the Children's Museum.
Okay. Is that where y'all met?
Did we meet it? We met there at the Children's Museum, yes.
Okay. And how long did that visit take?
Maybe an hour and a half.
Do you remember what y'all did during that visitation?
Noah played and taught toddler time, the tot spot on the 3rd floor. And then it was a visit that created concern, which is why we didn't visit in person since then. So I do remember what we did.
What occurred at the visitation that brought some red flags? What was your concern?
There were times when the other parent, Raymond, encouraged Noah to hide.
I'm sorry, did you what?
Hide. And at the time that they were in an area where I could not see, Noah, when they made an announcement, and I went towards the area where I knew they were hiding or playing, his romper, I asked why his romper was completely undone. And so
What was undone? I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Noah's romper was completely undone. There wasn't a diaper change or anything like that. It wasn't undone when he went in there, and when he came out from the tunnel the enclosed area with, I didn't get a chance to understand why this action has been happening or had happened, and just communication isn't there, and I'm not understanding why his bottoms would be, or why that sort of interaction would not take place maybe in a changing room, and why it wouldn't be communicated with me. In addition, there was just upset, him not wanting Noah to nurse, him not wanting me to be near, and it was expressed verbally. He was said, "It's okay. It's okay if we argue in front of him." That sort of interaction, along with knowing that these hearings were going to occur, led me to feel that, just uncertain of.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Uncertain of whether the visits, of the motivation for the visits, basically.
Do you want Mr. Carranza to have visitation?
I want us to eventually share responsibilities. I want us to have visitations that are positive and pleasant and not creating anxiety for Noah. I want all of those things, and I hope to get there, which is why I requested mediation in the future. But at this time, it's disturbing, and I don't want it to have a negative impact on Noah's development or cause any trauma, early childhood trauma.
So are you saying that you don't want Mr. Carranza to have any visitation at this time?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But I would like for it to be visitation that's positive, that maybe supervised, and that's safe. I don't want to feel neglectful as a mother by leaving Noah alone with him. That's all, you know.
So you want supervised visitation?
Yes.
Do you want to be the supervisor?
If I'm needed, because Noah is at a stage where he has separation anxiety, I would like to be nearby. But if there's another supervisor available, I understand the temperament of Noah, and he asked for me during the visits with Raymond. He wants, I kind of follow, give them space, but when they get a little further away, he points and asks. He says, "Mama." So
Now, now you're also asking for guideline child support, right?
I don't know what guideline child support is, but I believe that the child support was proposed so that we could have this discussion about visitation. Would you please define guideline child support?
Well, let me put it this way. You're asking for child support, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now you're also asking for retroactive child support, right?
Yes.
Have you and Mr. Carranza ever lived in the same household?
No.
Now, since the child was born to now, has Mr. Carranza given you any monies for the support of Noah?
Yes.
How much has he given you, ma'am?
I have the individual payments that I saw in my bank account, in addition to what I recalled in 2023. There were cash payments. I don't have them calculated. The attorney does have the calculation. The total, if you're asking for a total, it was between $2,000 and $2,500.
Okay. Now, ma'am, do you have any safety concerns?
Yes.
And what are they?
To begin with, just emotional security and the abrupt separation, him needing to eat safely without choking, and
Who are we referring to? Mr. Dehmesion, can you clarify who you're asking about?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm lost.
Ms. Bailey, when I said, do you have any safety concerns, I meant as to you. Do you personally have safety concerns with Mr. Carranza?
yes.
And what are they?
The safety concerns that I have to do with this unpredictable kind of like, unpredictable behavior, basically, and language that comes across as threatening.
He threatened you?
Language. I would say that it's more intimidation than threat. I don't know if intimidation and threat are defined the same way according to the court or not.
Okay. When did he intimidate you?
The exact date. You're asking for an exact date, but during a visit, are you asking me for a date?
Just a roundabout. You can give me a month and a year.
Mm-hmm.
When did he intimidate you?
Earlier this year, before the first hearing.
Okay, and what did you feel was intimidating? What did he do?
What he said, and what he said was, he said, I will kill for my children.
Did you believe that that threat was against you?
I wasn't sure, based on the behavior, the tone, the state of mind, and the emotional energy there. I felt like my heart rate elevated. Yes, I took it as a threat towards me or anyone, but I wasn't sure. I just felt threatened.
Have you ever called the police on him?
No,
Has he ever hit you?
no,
Has he ever used foul language against you personally?
yes.
What did he say to you?
Mm. And using foul language, well, the most recent was a text message that said, "What the F are you doing?"
Okay. And are you asking for a non-disclosure that your address not put in this order?
Yes.
Okay. And if you do get a non-disclosure, where do you, if the judge does award some type of visitation, where did you want to pick up and drop off the B-man?
I spoke to the attorney about a location in Harris County that offers supervised visits.
Harris County supervised visits. Is that where you want it to be, the pick up and drop off?
Right. For the time being, I want to, yes, for the time being.
And you want it to be supervised there?
Yes, please.
Supervised there. Okay, I get, okay. Now, ma'am, you do know he's got 2 other kids, right?
Yes.
Do you know what their ages are?
Yes, I believe they're 12 and 17. Yes.
Okay. Judge, at this time, I pass the witness.
Okay. Ms. Gordon, do you have questions for your client?
I do have questions for my client, Your Honor.
Okay. You may proceed.
Okay. Ms. Bailey, can you, let's just go back a little bit. Since the birth of your child, about how many visits did you say Dad has had?
Maybe 40.
Maybe how many?
At least 40. Probably 40. Around 40.
40?
Yes.
Okay.
4040. Is
Okay,
that
and
40?
so,
Okay,
I'm
I'm
sorry,
the person who needs to hear that answer, and I did not fully hear it. Was it 40?
I'm sorry, one of my, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Sometimes. Sometimes you get very soft, so it's hard to hear you
Okay, I
sometimes.
apologize.
It's okay.
I said 40.
3?
Yes,
3.
40.
40. Okay.
okay, and so you testified that your child will be 2 years old this year,
And that's
right?
a roundabout number. It's probably a little more. The frequency changed based on the.
Okay, and so in those, so your child's about to be 2 years old, is that correct?
Yes,
And so in the past 2 years, almost, how many periods of possession has dad had with no one else being present?
none.
Has he had any visitations in the last 2 years without you being present?
No.
And what is the longest period of possession at one time that he has had?
With me being okay, so probably around, well, I can count, maybe 4 hours.
Okay. And is your child, are you currently breastfeeding the child?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. And so outside of dad's visits with the child in your presence, what's the longest your child has ever been out of your care in the last 2 years?
3 hours.
All right. And do you work from home, Miss Bailey?
Yes.
Okay. So basically you care for your child full time. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. And you will continue to work from home?
Yes.
Okay. And so is one of your concerns that dad not go immediately to non-supervised possession? Explain to the court what your main concern is about dad having supervised possession.
The concern is that really, one, that is Noah's safety, for one, just knowing that Noah's not experiencing any mistreatment or trauma from, and that he's doing things that are age appropriate, even eating in a way that's age appropriate.
Do
And
you
as far as
believe that?
the other concern is, yeah, it's just a separation for, I'm sorry, go ahead, please. There are
Okay.
more concerns, but I'm listening.
Okay. So do you believe that initially your child needs to adjust to a separation period from you since he spends very little time away from you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you would like to see some form of step-up visitation plan as opposed to dad going to full overnight schedules?
Yes.
Okay, and so when you say you want supervised periods of possession, how do you believe your child will benefit from that initially?
That supervised visits and also maybe additional parenting education, because he's at such a young age, you know, younger children have different needs than older children. And so there's a level of vigilance and attention that's required so that he's kept safe. So to have an extra eye while Noah is interacting with the world around him would ensure his safety. But in addition, if there's anything that needs to be communicated to me, because there's not been transparency, if I'm not there, if I step away and I return and Noah's upset, there are times when that's not it's not communicated to me as what's upset him. There's been hesitance, you know, when I step away. So just transparency, communication to know, well, how did it go? What is he eating? Things of that nature. That
So
would
what
help with
have you,
supervised visit. But in addition, knowing that he's not being mistreated. That's
okay,
all.
so in the periods of possession that you've observed dad having with your child, with each of your child, in the periods of possession that you've observed him having, how has he neglected your child?
A specific example, there's at the Children's Museum, there's an area where older kids play and they have snow and ice on hills and big kids are sliding down the hills, and it's not a place for a younger, smaller child to climb because they're slipping. And so allowing or directing him to go and climb and, you know, putting him in harm's way, those sort of judgments or decisions are concern me, for one. And the other is not understanding the, you know, some of the unnecessary undressing when it's not necessary. In addition, the hiding, like I don't feel comfortable following. I want to respect and give this person the space to be a parent, but in situations where I've seen, I feel like I need to keep a close eye. If someone else were supervising, then I would know that neither he or anyone else joining for the visit is behaving inappropriately towards Noah. I'm not accusing, but I just need to understand why there needs to be secrecy.
Okay, and so the times that you observed when you thought the child probably was playing in an age appropriate area, did the child get harmed in any way at that time?
No, I was there to remove him from the situation. He did not get harmed.
Okay, and did you discuss it with dad? Did you guys discuss your difference in opinion on that?
Yes, I usually dismissed. It's like he doesn't want any interference during the visit, really.
Okay, so you were not able to reach an agreement together on that issue. Is that your testimony?
Yes.
Okay. Did your child have any specific healthcare concerns?
The normal concerns of making sure that he's eating. It requires a lot of patience to, you know, get him to chew and swallow his food, and so making sure we keep his calorie intake up, and also his dental hygiene. Like it's important that he brushes at least twice a day. Those are right now, and then his speech, like, you know, I'm making sure that he gets the attention he needs to develop his speech.
Is there a concern that he's not about his speech development?
There's not a concern about, well, he's not, because he's not two yet. We're hoping that, yeah, for me, there's a little bit of a concern. I think there's a little bit of a delay. He speaks, but the level to which he, you know, makes a sentence, he's not making a full sentence yet.
So is this a delay that you've discussed with a professional, or is your observance of where he should be?
I discussed with a professional and she said, well, let's evaluate when he's 2.
Okay. And have you discussed these concerns with dad?
Well, does she have an appointment yet for that, since he's turning 2 like in 10 days?
July 19th.
Okay.
Okay, so he's scheduled to see
What tests are they doing?
I'm not sure. The last appointment, they just did the 18-month test. They said he's fine. Everything's fine. There's not a delay, but I would like for him to stay on target, especially when there's visits and there's lack of communication.
Especially with what? I'm sorry.
If to prepare him for visits in the case that there's a lack of communication. In the case that we don't have. Okay. I'm sorry. Let's proceed.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, did you have anything else?
No, that was it.
Okay, so have you discussed with Dad your goals for the child and got his input on that?
The communication that I have with him is limited. It usually is one way. I listen to him or I receive text messages, but I'm told there's no need to respond. In the past, in my communication with him, it's something that he kind of takes over and it interacts in it. So okay, the answer is no, I have not been able to discuss.
Okay, so I guess the question is, have you tried to?
I have tried.
Okay. And so is that part of the reason why you believe it would be difficult for you to have joint decision making with him?
Yes.
Okay. Beyond there being, are there any like mental or emotional, psychological conditions for the child that you would specifically want the court to know about?
No, he doesn't seem to have any mental, emotional, psychological issues.
Okay. Now, you had a question about, so you said the dad has participated in some medical doctor's appointments.
Early on when I was recovering from the cesarean, there were times that we participated in doctor's visits. Mm-hmm.
But okay, but nothing recently?
No.
And then you mentioned dental costs earlier. Have you discussed those costs previously with Dad?
No.
Have you discussed with Dad that the child is seeing a dentist?
Yes.
Okay, and what was his response to that? Did he ask you about the cost?
No.
Did you perceive that you were on the same page? That does Dad believe the dental visits are necessary?
Well, so he did ask about his teeth because Noah had a visible cavity.
Mm-hmm.
And I let him know that he has seen the dentist. They're addressing it. And that was all, that was the conversation.
Have you previously mentioned to Dad that you're needing to pay for dental costs out of pocket?
No, I haven't asked Dad for any finances. Once I asked. And
so is Dad aware that you have dental costs though?
Probably.
No.
Yes. But he, with what he provides, I could just take from that. I don't just go spending it. It's there.
Okay. So has he ever offered to say, okay, let me assist you with dental costs?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Do you have any concerns about Dad's current living arrangements?
Yes.
And what are those concerns?
That the living space doesn't provide the son with his own private room. It is on a second floor with a balcony that probably would need a gate. The steps are cement. Noah's not really used to climbing steps. He's
So,
adventurous and he's
does
climbing.
dad live in a house or an apartment?
An apartment.
Okay, and you've visited that apartment before?
Yes.
Okay, and how many bedrooms are in that apartment?
2.
And who, does anyone else live with dad?
The grandfather, Mr. Carranza's father.
Okay, so dad lives with his father and the child's grandparent? Is that what you're saying?
No, so just the father, just his father. The grand, so Mr. Raymond Carranza and Raymond Carranza Sr. live in the apartment.
Okay, so
Just
they
to
reside.
clarify, is that Noah's grandfather?
Yes.
Okay, I think that's what your attorney was saying.
Okay, and you're saying that's a 2-bedroom and that's on the
Yes.
2nd floor?
Yes.
Okay, and then what is the issue with the balcony again?
Well, one, there's a lot of street traffic back and forth with cars, but the balcony is not, you just childproof things. But Noah's at the age where he likes to experiment with climbing and then jumping off of things. He's smart enough not to jump off the balcony, but the steps are cement and it's a hard surface for him to experiment on. And the steps are pretty high. There's not a landing.
Okay, so in addition, is one of your concerns the sleeping arrangement for Noah when he's visiting with dad?
Yes, that's a concern as well.
Well, I'm asking you, is that one of your concerns?
Yes.
And has dad given you any indication as to whether there would be a separate room for the baby or whether he has an appropriate bed for the child? Has he discussed that with you at all?
No.
Have you asked him about it?
No. I asked early on that I laid out what was important. Wanda was very young for the space. I wrote a list actually, and it had to do with air quality and smoking in the household. It did have to do with the bed.
So I'm sorry, did you say there's smoking in the house, in the apartment where dad resides?
And we've had a discussion about that, and I'm told that there's no longer, but when I was last there was.
Okay. And how long ago was that?
We visited the home when Noah was a newborn, so first month of life.
And so who is the individual that smokes and you believe that was smoking in the apartment?
But both well, I'm not exact. Well, the father, but I'm not sure about the grandfather.
Okay. And so Noah's father, when you've seen him at other visits outside the home, have you observed whether he's still smoking or no?
Can we clarify who we're alleging smoked? It's just hard to follow when she's using full names. And
Father.
whose father? Is it
Uh,
Mr. Carranza's father or Mr.
Mr.
Carranza?
Carranza himself at one time. I'm not, more recently, no. At earlier visits, yes, I observed smoking, but more recently, I have not observed any smoking.
Okay, but you've expressed to dad.
And that was initially when we were, considering more visitation early on and things like that.
So is smoking still a concern for you when the child's in possession of dad?
Is still a concern. I would like for it not to happen, but I don't believe there's transparency about that.
Okay. Does dad have his own vehicle?
Yes, I believe so.
When is the last time you were in that vehicle?
Well before Noah turned 1, maybe during an earlier maybe when he was 3 months.
Mm-hmm. And during that time, did you feel like there was smoking taking place in that vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any other concerns that you haven't had an opportunity to express with regard to dad having unsupervised periods of possession?
I'm not certain whether or not, if unsupervised, if during his work hours, someone else would be left to care for Noah, and if that person would be able to be responsible and vigilant. And, you know, if that's a child, you know, that would be one of the children, or if the grandparent would feel that they can keep up with Noah, that would be a concern.
Okay. And to the best of your understanding, what is dad's current work schedule?
To the best of my understanding, as I came to the knowledge of today, there were three, you know, I don't know his work schedule. 3
Okay.
jobs.
All right. And what, so do you have a concern about how much time he would actually spend with the child if he's working 3 jobs?
My concern is what the motivation or intention is for that time or during that time. If Noah's getting all of the care that he needs during that time. So yes, that's my concern.
So would you ask the court that if that's not able to exercise his period of possession, any period of possession that he's court ordered, that you be awarded that time?
Yes.
So if dad has a period of possession that he cannot exercise, that he would be required to give you the right to take care of the child during that time. Is that what you're
Yes.
asking of the court?
Yes, please.
Okay. And again, are you asking that there be a step-up plan starting with supervised possession because of dad's not having a history of caring for the child alone, and then that he gradually step up to maybe a standard overnights and then a standard possession order? Is that your request for the court?
I'm requesting a very gradual based upon the supervised. Yes.
Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about, you were asked earlier about child support that dad has previously paid before today. And did you earlier take time to go through your bank statements and financial records to determine what you've received from dad to date?
Yes.
Okay. And based on going through those financial records, I want to go through month by month what you represent to the court that you've received as child support to date from dad since the child's been born. So the child was born in July. Did you receive any child support from dad in July of 2023?
No.
And did you receive any child support from dad in August of 2023?
No.
Did you receive child support from dad in October of 2023?
No.
Did you receive $200 from dad in November 2023?
Yes.
Did you receive $200 from dad in December of 2023?
Yes.
And
Is
then
this somewhere, or do I need to be like frantically typing all this out and adding things together? out of curiosity. I'm trying to follow it, but and I'm not trying to be rude when I ask that.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Is this listed out somewhere, or is it going to be summarized somewhere? Or do I need to be trying to like?
I have it
I can't
listed.
remember dates and numbers like this. There's a lot of.
I understand.
And so I'm just trying to figure out. Like, I think the first number that was not a zero was November of 2022. I'm just wondering if I am going to need to type this out. I need to start using an Excel spreadsheet for it because I'm not adding any other.
I have my handwritten notes, which she went through.
So am I correct that the first money was November of 2022?
That's what I have.
2023.
You
Yes.
said
November
23.
Yes, November 2023. Yes, is the first amount.
and that was 200.
Yes.
Okay.
And again, Ms. Daly, you're basing this on your actual financial records that you've reviewed?
Yes.
Okay. And so December 2023 was $200.
Yes.
January of 2024 was $0.
In fact, sorry, I apologize. Yes, January was 0.
Okay.
February.
And then February was 0 as well, February
Mhm.
2024.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next payment was March of 2024.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
What was February and March? I'm sorry. This is just hard to.
That's okay. February was $0.
Yes.
And then the next payment was in March. He paid a total of $200 in March of 2024.
Yes.
Okay. And then the next payment was in April 2024. He paid a total of $40.
Yes.
Okay. And then the next payment after that wasn't until
August.
So from March, April, May, June had nothing.
May, June, and July had nothing.
So what did April have?
40.
Great. Okay. So May, June, July had nothing.
okay. August of 2024, was that $500?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the next, nothing for September 2024.
Nothing.
October 2024, was that $250 total for them?
I
Yes.
hate to stop you on this, but honestly, it's 4:30 right now. I'm not sure I'm going to do more than a temporary order today. So I'm not sure we're going to get to the back support. And I want to make sure everyone has enough time. We might have to, I mean, I'm willing to go a little bit longer. We might at some point have to prep set this for like Friday to finish, because at this rate, it's probably going to go till like 6 or 7. And I don't want to shortchange you, but I can't. It's not fair to anyone.
I agree 200%.
So we can keep going a little bit longer, but I'm just not sure it's worth getting all of this detail.
Well, I mean, it would give me, I could get the spreadsheet prepared for you by the time we reconvene.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm not sure that it's going to be more than a temporary order regardless, with all of these concerns.
I do. We kind of wanted to go that route for a temporary order. Mm-hmm. Especially if you're asking for a step up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, anyway, I guess if we can maybe try to limit this to not have the back support yet, and if I think it's going to go to final, we can always get more testimony on that.
Okay. Okay.
I'll move on. Okay.
I don't know where that's to. Let me find a place.
That's okay.
This is the parenting plan. Do you want me to go through what our concerns are for the rights and duties now, Your Honor, since it's going to be a temporary order, you think?
Yeah, I mean, even on a temporary order, I have to.
Okay.
Did you all see what the AG's orders look like?
I have,
detailed, and I'm not sure why you're fighting it, but Dad probably needs a lawyer at some point. But
I think with her having overnight to really process that, will realize
I
She'll
just
be
need some time
comfortable
to
with
take
it.
a look at it on paper. I received it. I just couldn't take it all in on the screen while they were flipping through it.
Okay,
Yeah, I just got overwhelmed with everything that we're
okay.
throwing at her today.
Okay, as a practical matter, right now it's about 4:30. We have his witnesses, which I'd hate for them to have to take off from work again if we
Yeah.
do prep set.
Okay.
Could we pause Ms. Bailey's testimony and have the witnesses quickly testify so they don't have to come back?
Sure.
That's
Because
fine.
they've been literally waiting since 8:30 and they really have no skin in this game. So I'd hate for her to miss another day of work.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Let's bring in Ms. Look, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Are you alone or are you with, I think it was your mother?
I'm alone now. My mom is in the other room and she does understand English, but she might need translation. She might not. I'm not sure.
And without, I'm not sure anyone has a translator available today with no notice of that.
Okay.
Mr.
No, Your Honor.
Dehmesion, am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor, the witnesses were surprised today, Your Honor.
Yeah, so I don't believe anyone here could translate.
Okay.
But
No worries.
we're gonna, Mr. Carranza, we're gonna have you call your witness. So ma'am, if you can, you've already been sworn in, and you may proceed with questions, Mr. Carranza.
Carla, thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Sorry if I cracked that. Excuse me. Carla, do you have you ever felt your kids have been a threat by their father?
I have never felt that my kids have been a threatened by their father. I feel that Raymond is a good father. I think that Raymond puts his children first over his career, his personal life, and everything. He takes my children to school. He picks them up. He has the children 50% of the time, and I have them 50% of the time.
Okay,
Very
objection,
flexible.
relevance to the question as the period
You
of
can just
time.
answer the questions asked, and Mr. Carranza, you'll just have to ask follow-up.
Thank you. Have you ever been in? I guess Carla's here for a character witness. I didn't know that I was going to be the one asking her questions.
Well, you're starting with it since it's your witness, and then everyone else will get a chance to. But right now, since she's your witness.
Do you? I guess I already asked. Do you trust me with your children, Carla?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can ask her some questions. You can ask her questions. Sorry.
Mr. Dehmesion, do you have any questions for Ms. Look?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and you're coming in very low too. I'm not sure if you're further from your.
Can you hear me now, Ms. Your
Yes,
Honor?
yes, much better.
Ms. Look,
Yes.
how many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids with me that are Raymond's kids, and I only have 2 kids. Yes.
Okay, and these 2 kids, how old are they?
I have a 17-year-old daughter, and I have a 13-year-old son. He just turned 13, Your Honor. Or you, sir? Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm not the judge.
Yes.
Now, do these 2 kids live in your household?
50-50.
Now, when you say 50-50,
They go to his father's apartment and stay with him 4 days 1 week and 3 days the other week. We rotate it like that. So does that answer the question?
yes. Now, do you have an order that's signed by a judge as to this visitation?
No, sir. It's verbal.
It's verbal.
It's an agreement between their father and I.
Yeah, can you get a little closer to your device? You're coming in a little low as well. Thank you.
Okay. But sometimes they spend more time actually with their father because work.
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained. Mr. Dehmesion, if you can ask another question.
Yes, Judge. Now, has the father been in your kid's life throughout their lives
Yes, sir.
since they were babies?
Yes.
And was he helpful when they were toddlers? And what are some of the things that he used to do to help?
He's always taking them to school, picking them up from school. And if I needed them to be taken to the doctor, I'm a career woman. Was and still am a career woman. And he's the one that takes the children more interest in taking them to school and picking them up and going to the events because I'm a teacher and unfortunately they don't always give me the days off to be in their dances and everything, but he's never missed any of those events.
What do you teach?
I teach elementary school. I'm an interventionist as well as a fifth grade teacher, but I'm certified to teach early childhood to sixth grade.
Okay. One last question. To the best of your knowledge, does Mr. Carranza knows how to change diapers and feed children?
Oh, he did most of it, sir. He did most of the changing diapers for my daughter and my son, like I said, because I'm a career woman, and he helped more.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Gordon, do you have any questions for Ms. Look?
I do, Your Honor. You mentioned that your current children reside 50, I guess as you put it, 50% of the time with dad and 50% of the time with you. Is that your testimony?
No, more with him than with me. That's my testimony.
Okay. And so how many bedrooms are in the residence that Mr. Carranza lives in?
You can ask him. It's 2 bedrooms, I believe.
Okay. And so it's your testimony that you have a 13-year-old and a 17-year-old.
Yes.
That live in a 2-bedroom apartment the majority of the time with their Mr. Carranza. Is that your testimony?
It's yeah, 60%. Yes, ma'am. About 60% with him.
Okay. And do you know how much of that time that Mr. Carranza is working?
Do I know? I probably not much because, like I said, I go visit sometimes or call them, and he's with them. But I cannot tell you. So I don't check on them all the time. I cannot tell you, especially since we're under a judge. I don't know how to answer that.
Okay. Miss, look, what is your address?
2903 Terra Gables Court.
And how long have you been at that address?
Since 2001.
Okay. And has Mr. Carranza ever lived at that address with you?
Yes, ma'am.
And when's the last time he lived at that address with you?
Since 2020, around September, October. I don't know the exact month, but give or take a month, ma'am. In
Okay.
2020.
All right. Let me just find one of my exhibits here. Excuse me, Your Honor.
We did move to an apartment for a little while.
Objection asked and answered.
Okay.
Have you ever lived at 2903 Terra Gables Court?
Are you talking to me or to
Yes.
Raymond?
To you, Ms.
To
Look.
Carla?
Yes.
Yes, I live here.
You have lived at 2903 Terra Gables Court?
Yes, ma'am.
And when's the most recent date you lived there?
Today.
Okay. And so can you tell the court, and when is the most recent time that you testified Mr. Carranza lived at that address?
Like I mentioned, around 2020, ma'am.
So why would Mr. Carranza file a tax return listing that address in 2023?
In 2023, why would he? It's just for mail purposes, ma'am.
Okay. And is there any reason, if you say he has the children the majority of the time, that he would only have Erica listed in 2023 as a dependent?
Because as I told you, if it's 50-50, why wouldn't I give him to claim one child and me the other? It's easier.
Okay. So, but, okay, so they're not both living with him 40% of the time. Is that correct? Or
I did
60%?
not say 40% of the time. I did not say 40. I said 60% with him, but I am not exactly sure. Like I said, most of the time, and he takes them, even when they're with me, he picks
Okay,
them up.
so objection asked and answered, Your Honor. So if you're saying the children with
It
him,
relates to the answer, ma'am. You said 60%, and I'm trying to explain to you that I cannot answer that because even when they're with me, he takes them to work and he picks them up. So that's answering your question to the relation of the percentage of when they're with him.
And overruled for your objection, and you may ask another question.
okay, so if that were the case, then he would be taking care of both children 60% of the time. Is that correct?
Can you rephrase the question, please? Because I don't know what
Based on
I don't
your
want to answer you
testimony,
improperly since you keep saying shutting me down.
based on your testimony, he takes care of both of the children 60% of the time. Is that your testimony?
If without going into detail, since you don't want a long answer, yes. But if you want a more specific, I can write it down.
Objection, non-responsive after yes, Your Honor.
Sustained.
So if he's taking care of both children 60% of the time, why would you claim one of the children on your tax return?
Because that's the agreement we have.
Okay, but you understand whether a person lives with you primarily isn't just by agreement.
Ma'am, that's not the question here. The question is character. It's not questioning me or what the agreement we have.
Well, do you think if you're making false statements on a tax return
No,
that goes
I'm not
with
making
character?
false statements. From now on, if you want, I could write down every single hour and date they have if you want, so we can make sure it's 50-50 or 60%. I don't know how to answer your questions. So, no, I'm not gonna go into that because I'm not being questioned towards my taxes. And if you want the specific dates, and so if you want specifically, so I don't lie, I will do that. I'm a teacher. I've been a restaurant manager. I'm educated, and my character is not in questioning, and our agreement is not in questioning. So please, Judge, help me out.
Yeah, ma'am, what, Ms. Gordon, what are you trying to get at? Is this a credibility
Well,
question?
she is a character
Another
witness.
question?
She is a
Okay.
character witness. And so her credibility is an issue. And if she's filing documents saying one thing and then testifying to another thing, then I think I have a right to question her credibility.
Okay, so I am sorry, but it is around 50% of the time. 4 days to go with him. And then 3 days. And the only reason why I was saying 60%, ma'am, and maybe I worded it wrong because I'm not as eloquent speaker as you are.
I'm going to object. The
Yeah,
question is asked and answered.
Okay. And Ms. Gordon, I think I heard her answers and I understand them. And I think I understand what they're doing with visitation. So we should probably move along from that.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. President, do you have any further questions for Ms. Look?
No, thank you.
Can I make a statement, Your Honor?
Oh, unfortunately, that is not appropriate. But Mr. Dehmesion, do you have any further questions for Ms. Look?
I have no follow-up questions, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thanks, Carlo.
Okay, yeah, Ms. Look, thank you so much for coming in and for spending the day here in court. And just confirm before I let her go, no one has any more questions for her.
No, thank you. Not for me.
Thank you, Carlo.
Thank you so much, Ms. Look. You may be excused.
Thank you.
Okay. So thank you for taking her out of order. I believe, Ms. Gordon, you had Ms. Bailey on the stand. Do you want to continue with that?
Oh, I need help where I was at.
I'm
We
sorry?
were at,
So I need help as to where I was at.
And if you want, we can break. Is everyone available on Friday? I'm out of where am I? I'm in the wrong month. Okay. Is everyone available on Friday the 11th?
At what time?
I am pretty flexible. I don't want to start too late because I don't want to run into a time constraint.
Yeah.
But I'm fairly flexible.
The earlier the better for me. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
I can do the 11th, Your Honor.
Okay. and
OAG,
Mr. Dehmesion?
OAG is always available, Your Honor.
Okay, well, but since you started, it probably should be you. So I want to make sure that it's you if possible. Okay. So what do you want to all start at, like 9?
The earlier the better for me. Your call, Your Honor.
I was
Do you
looking at my calendar.
Ms. Gordon, do you have any like docket calls you need to attend, or?
I don't have any docket calls, but I do have a medical appointment on Thursday, so I think Friday, if I could start maybe just a little later than first thing in the morning.
You want to do 10?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 10 would be good.
Okay. So why don't we can pause. Everyone can, I guess, get their stuff together. Sure, Mr. Carranza, you're still going to get a chance to question Ms. Bailey. You haven't even had that chance yet. And you also haven't had a chance to testify yet. So I do realize there's still a lot to be heard. And so, yeah, let's reconvene. Unless, does everyone just want to at this point reconvene Friday at 10?
Yes, Your Honor, by Zoom, correct?
I'd prefer to continue it. That's on y'all though.
Okay, I was gonna say I could give you another 15 minutes. I don't know if that's gonna help much.
The thing is, may I make a statement? This
About
that's
you
not
can't make a
important.
statement about the case, you
Continue.
can make a statement about the logistics.
Okay, pardon me. Continue. I'd like to continue until y'all say not stop. He's already. Sorry.
I'm just trying to figure out where I broke it, because I know we
We
talked
broke at
about
the
not
list
needing
of
to go
payments.
into retro. I don't know, did I
think we
start
stopped
with
right
it?
there.
And so I think I would probably proceed with the child support exhibits I have, but did the OAG introduce those already? I don't know.
I don't believe
No.
anyone's introduced any exhibits.
So
No,
I probably could, I saved those questions. I think my questions with regard to child support are probably going to come based on what he introduces.
Ms. Gordon, do you stipulate to exhibit A through I for time purposes?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I've seen subject to the concern that there's no 2024 tax return. But yes, I stipulate to what he's presented.
Okay.
And do we need to
So-
create a new case center folder?
I'm sorry.
It was more to Mr. Dehmesion. I have an
Okay.
electronic evidence system, and I don't think a folder has been created for the case.
Judge, I uploaded A through I to Thomson's Reuters.
So a case has been created then. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And we stipulate to A through I to be admitted as evidence.
Mr. Coranza, do you know about A through I?
Yes, thank you for asking.
Okay. Do you have any objection to me admitting A through I?
My earnings for the past couple years, no, ma'am. No, Your Honor.
Honestly, I don't even know what A through I is because it wasn't really described.
If it's A through I is my yes.
Is that what it is, Mr. Dehmesion? They're all related to his earnings? I'm guessing given to you by him? Okay.
Yes, and it was given to me by him, and we labeled it together, actually.
Oh, okay. So those are what the documents are, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Let me admit states exhibits. Is it states exhibits A through I? Give me one moment.
Yes, Your Honor.
So at this time, right. So at this time, I think my remaining questions are going mostly to current child support, because we said this was going to be temporary orders. So I would probably wait to cross-examine Mr. Carranza on that. So I think I can pass my witness at this time.
Just entering these and then maybe we can.
Because I think mostly what she would say would be speculative about his earnings. I need to get that from here.
Mr. Carranza, if you want to start, do you have any questions for Ms. Bailey? for her to
Would
answer.
would I be able to answer more questions on the Friday, or I just want to know why can't I see my son? I just want to.
Look, these are questions for you to ask her, just like Mr. Dehmesion asked her questions, Ms. Warden asked her questions. So these are questions for you to ask Ms. Bailey. And if we don't finish,
No,
then
Your
just
Honor,
questions.
I'm at your beck and call right now. I've been trying for 2 years, so I'm ready to continue.
Well, no, this is as part of the trial. Ms. Bailey was Mr. Dehmesion's witness, and then Ms. Gordon got to ask her questions. And now
I understand. Thank you.
This is continuing the
I
trial.
do have some questions. Yes, thank you for asking.
Okay. Did you have no questions for her?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Have I ever threatened you, Delilah? Miss Bailey, sorry.
Yes.
And what could you define? What is the word? How do you define threats?
Well, you know what? It's intimidation. It's walking up behind me and saying, "Oh, so I can't," you know, and it has to do with boundaries and the way that you express your emotion while you're in close proximity to me. And then you say things like, I not seeing my children makes me crazy, followed by, there's like these underlying like things that you say that imply or like you're not safe with mom and it's things that are inappropriate while interacting among other parents and the I would kill for my children. That's not something to say while you're angry and upset. And it really has to do with physical boundaries plus the emotional, then showing that you don't seem to have control of your emotions. And then no is right there. Sometimes I'm nursing while these things are being said. And my key is to raise him in an environment, especially very early on, where where trauma is minimized. So when I don't understand where you're coming from when you say these things, to me, they're really not in any sort of appropriate context. I'm like, are you trying to tell me that I should be afraid of you when I need to comply with you? I have to be very careful when it comes to Noah and his safety, and that's all. That's
Yeah,
all.
I think you've answered the question. Okay. Do you have another question, Mr. Carranza? And ma'am, be careful just to answer his questions.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Have I ever not treated you and your family with respect every single time I'm with y'all?
Have you ever not? Yes.
Thank you. Do I ever call you out of name and cuss at you directly? I know you said I used the F-bomb earlier, but do I ever cuss at you? Ever called you out of name?
Yes. Yes, you have.
Okay. So talking about the money situation, do you not remember me giving you $400 a month for the first 6 months starting in August, cash?
No, there was not
Okay.
400.
Okay.
The most I received was
So
200.
no. Okay. Well, that was on.
remember.
Okay. I'm talking about the cash. I'm referring to the cash.
Yes, I'm
that I
referring to
gave
the cash as well.
The
Yes, I remember.
$200 I gave you, I think that was on through a platform. But anyways, okay. So you're disputing that. Okay.
I remember you giving me cash, never that amount.
Okay. Your Honor, I don't have any further questions. Like you said, maybe I should have an attorney present. I didn't think that far.
Okay. Okay. Why don't we break for the day? We can do any redirects that need to be done, and then we'll start with Mr. Carranza also on Friday.
So
In the
Friday,
meantime, I'm sorry,
I'm
ma'am.
sorry, I do have a logistic question. So Friday, I don't have Noah's care taken care of. Or Friday, I don't know who's going to be able to take off that he'll reside with. However, I can do my best to have that squared away. It's just there may be more interruption on Friday because the caregiver that is available may not be quite as, you know, familiar
Ms.
with
Gordon, would
Noah's
you like to
pattern.
talk to your client?
Yes, very briefly. Thank you.
Thank you. Can someone help move them? Are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is everyone good for Friday at 10?
Yes, Friday
Okay.
at 10 a.m.
And this doesn't give them much time, but these are online these days, so they're not that much time. I'm going to order that everyone take a parenting class by
Okay.
Friday. And which court is this out of? This is out of the 306. So Mr. Dehmesion, if you can get Mr. Carranza, the parenting classes on that 306 website, they're all remote these days, so it's not.
I'll put the requirement in the reset, Your Honor.
Okay, that'd be perfect. Thank you.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Thank you. And it's a recess. It's not really a reset. This trial has definitely begun.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to stop the recording for now. Thank you. We are back on the record in cause number 24 FD 2523. This is a petition to establish the parent-child relationship filed December 10th of 2024. This case involves Mr. Raymond Carlo Coranza and Delilah Bailey, involving the child Noah Daniel Carranza Bailey. And this hearing began on Monday, July 7th, 2025, and was recessed to today. In the interim, both Mr. Carranza and Ms. Bailey have taken parenting classes and both have submitted or shown the parenting certificates to the court to show that they've taken those classes. So thank you both for doing that. Mr. Carranza, if you can state your name again for the record, please.
Raymond Carlo Carranza.
Thank you. Ms. Bailey, can you please state your name for the record, please?
Delilah Bailey.
Thank you. And counsel for Ms. Bailey, can you please state your name for the record, please?
Evelyn Gordon.
Thank you. Ms. Bailey and Mr. Carranza, can you both please raise your right hands to be sworn in again? Do you each solemnly swear that any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You can lower your hands. And I believe, Ms. Gordon, you were in the process of eliciting testimony from Ms. Bailey. Is there anything else you needed to ask her? Oh, actually, I think we had finished that. Mr. Carranza had asked her some questions. Does anyone have any redirect of Ms. Bailey?
I don't at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Dehmesion, do you have any redirect you need for Ms. Bailey?
Not at this time, Judge.
Okay, and Mr.
You're
Carranza,
saying, what does that mean, redirect?
any additional questions to ask Ms. Bailey before?
I guess I had a few questions just so the court can be aware of, I'm not too sure how. Yes, I have a few questions.
Are these are questions to Ms. Bailey?
To Miss Bailey about Noah, yes, or yes.
Okay. You may proceed.
I guess my question to you, Miss Bailey, is to your best of your opinion, is Noah comfortable with me when I'm around on these supervised visits?
No.
He's not comfortable with me?
At times he is comfortable with you. At times when you become distant or or there's been some verbal aggression, he becomes uncomfortable. And so there's a shift.
Okay. Do you think he's scared of me? You think he's scared of me?
I don't know.
Okay. You mentioned that he hasn't spent any time with me alone, but he has spent time with me alone. So I guess I wanted to ask, why have I not been able to see him alone since I was seeing him alone? I would take him for walks. I would go to the HEB. I've done things with him alone, but all of a sudden I've just seen him less and less. So I just don't understand why. I don't know if that's even a question for this time, Your Honor. Sorry.
I'm not sure it's not I mean, just make sure your questions are one question at a time, and you can ask anything relevant you would like to ask.
We could continue, Your Honor. I don't know any questions to ask. Sorry.
Okay. I guess, Mr. Dehmesion, I think she was your witness. Do you have any other witnesses?
Yes, Judge. I have Mr. Carranza that I'd like to call next.
Okay.
So the state calls Mr. Carranza. Mr. Carranza, can you state your name for the record again.
Raymond Carlo Carranza.
Mr. Carranza, have you made medical decisions for Noah in the past with Miss Bailey?
I have not made any decisions with her. I just no. I've been to some visits, but I haven't. She makes the decisions.
Okay. What visits recently did you attend medically?
The dentist was the last one. I think he was just turned a year or just before a year.
Now, did you drive Noah there?
I met them both there. Yes, I drove my car and I met them there.
Okay. And did you attend the dentist appointment because you wanted to be helpful?
Helpful and a part of my son's life. Yes.
Okay. So you want to make important decisions like medical decisions, right?
Honestly, I think that the mother should make these decisions. I don't want to make specific decisions on his school or his doctor. I think that Delilah should be in charge of his. I don't think there should be two chiefs. I think she should make decisions, and I don't mind going by that.
Okay. Do you want to be consulted in these decisions?
Consulted. I don't know if I have an opinion. I trust her with his safety, and I trust her with his well-being. I guess if it's a serious situation, like I have had a concern that I wanted him to get checked out. Yes, I guess I'd like to be spoken to about. I've had some issues, yes, that I wanted to address, and I don't think it's important to her.
Okay.
So I guess my answer is yes. Sorry. I think she should
So
make decisions, and I want to be able to be a part of those decisions.
Okay. So are you asking that it for joint managing conservatorship?
I'm asking for joint managing conservatorship. Yes.
So you want to be at least consulted with the decision making.
I'd like to know what school he goes to. I want to go to his field trips. I want to go. Yes, I want to parent teacher conferences, field trips. Yes.
Okay. So you want to attend the doctor visits, the dental visits, school trips. You want to be a part of Noah's life and these important decisions.
I think that's the best for Noah's to understand his dad and to know his dad and to be led by his father and to yes, I do.
Okay. What type of visitation are you asking this court?
I think that it's fair to Noah that what I'm asking for is 50-50 custody with no. Is that what 50-50 custody is what I'm asking for?
Okay. So are you saying that you want Noah to be in your care 50% of the time?
I think that's best, yes.
Okay. Does no one know you?
But yes, he as little as he sees me, he knows me, and he comes when he sees me, he comes to me and doesn't want to be in anybody else's arms. Just bottom line, when we were there for Christmas, yes, he knows me 100%.
Yeah. How many hours did you spend with Noah in June?
In June, I saw him on June 2nd or June 3rd for 2 hours, and then I had 2 Zoom calls with him in that month as well. I don't think they were longer than 15-minute calls.
Okay. Do you believe Noah is comfortable with you?
I'm going to object at this point. Calls for speculation, Your Honor.
It's his opinion. I'm going to overrule the objection. Sir, you can answer.
Your Honor, 100%. 100%. My kids know that. Everybody knows it. For some reason, Delilah's the only one who wants to say that. Her parents are happy that I'm in his life. Her father acknowledges that he comes to me.
Objection. Your Honor, it's hearsay.
Correct.
At this
Just stand. Sir, you can only testify about.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't testify
I
about
understand, Your Honor. Thank you.
So Noah's happy when he's visiting with you through Zoom or in person, in your opinion?
The connection is beautiful. It's yes, 100%. Yes, sir.
Okay. He's not nervous or he's not shy in any way.
Not at all.
He's leading his witness, Your Honor.
Sustained, Mr. Dehmesion. This is direct.
Yes, yes, Judge. In your opinion, what is his demeanor when he's around you?
He wants his father. He's happy.
Do you want unsupervised visitation?
Absolutely.
Now, you have two other kids, right? Outside
Yes,
the
Your Honor.
case?
Yes, sir.
And how old are they again?
13 and
Just
17.
refresh. And were you in their lives all their life?
Yes, 100%.
And did you help raise these two kids?
100%.
Okay. It's good that you say 100%, but can you be a little bit more descriptive? Did you change their diapers? Did you feed them?
Yes, potty trained, diapers, late nights, early mornings, bad dreams. I was there for diapers, driving to school, field trips, everything. Friends, yes, yes, sir.
Okay. And there was some testimony that these children are in your care 50% of the time. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Can you describe when these two other kids are in your care?
We rotate, the mother and I. We do 3 days and 4 days and 3 days and 4 days. But that doesn't mean that I don't take, on the days that I don't have them, I still take them to school. I still pick them up. I still do homework with my son. The mother of the child is gone before they wake up, and she's back by 5:30 or 6 when they're already finished with whatever may be done. So I'm welcomed at their home. Her mother is welcomed at my home, and there's no separation of family.
Okay. Let's turn to the exhibits that was stipulated to in the trial before we recessed. Now, can you open up the exhibits on your email so you could follow along?
What I have is Exhibit J.
There was an email sent to you before that email, which had all the exhibits, not
I didn't
just J.
receive that. All I received, the one was 31 minutes ago. Legal. It just has one. I'll double check right now, but it just has. No, I only have Exhibit J.
Okay. Since you provided these exhibits to the state, I'll describe each exhibit. These are
Can I
your
just clarify?
exhibits.
Mr. Carranza, do you have copies of the documents you gave to the AG's office that are now the exhibits?
My earnings for yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, Your
so
Honor.
if he describes them, you can figure out which it is. Okay.
Thank you.
How
Yes.
did you proceed, Mr. Dehmesion, and everyone has access to them.
Thank you, Judge. I'll try to do as best as my ability so he'll know which one I'm talking about.
Thank you.
Mr. Carranza, you're familiar with your tax return 2023, correct?
I can't say verbatim. I'm aware of it. Yes.
Okay. And now we marked that as Exhibit A.
Okay.
And that amount in 2023, your return showed that year an earning of $34,484, right?
Okay. Yes, that sounds about right.
Okay. Let's go to Exhibit B. Now, Exhibit B is your 2024 W-2.
All right.
And those wages, it shows $38,237, correct?
For the W-2, correct. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to Exhibit C now.
Okay.
Now Exhibit C is your lift for the 2024. That is now the $11,211. That is your total lift earnings in 2024, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, before we go to Exhibit D, let me ask you a follow-up question. Did you file a tax return in 2024?
I haven't done it yet. No, sir.
Okay, and that's the reason why we've got your W-2 and then your lift information, and we don't have your 2024 return because you didn't file it yet, right?
Correct.
Okay. Let's go to Exhibit. And I'm sorry, Miss Gordon, are you following along?
I have them printed.
Okay. Exhibit D, I've marked, these are your Ritual earnings, Ritual Beverage Company LLC. It's marked Ritual earnings. Are you familiar with that in
Yes.
2024?
Yes.
Now, on that one, now what is Ritual? Can you explain to the judge what Ritual
It's
job is?
a non-alcoholic spirits, I guess you would call it, and I just do it part-time when they need me.
What do you
Okay,
do?
and
I'll pour drinks like at an event.
Okay. So
You know,
it's like they're like caterers for drinks?
No, like when you go to HEB and it's somebody doing samples, well, I'll pour samples of Ritual. Usually it's in a cocktail form, but no alcohol.
Okay. So you do that at events, not like at supermarkets.
I've primarily is HEB. I've done it at HEB
Okay, so you work for them like to basically advertise and
for Ritual, not for HEB. Correct. Yes.
Okay.
And in 2024, you earned $2,109.76.
Is that number on the
Rich.
exhibit, or can you say that number again?
Yes, Judge. It's 2109.76.
Okay.
And Mr. Carranza, this is what you earned in 2024 with Ritual, right?
Correct.
Okay. Let's go to Exhibit E. Now, Exhibit E has Primerica on there.
Okay.
Now, what is Primerica?
A finance company. We do things like insurance, insurance and term life insurance and other financial things like Roth IRAs and investment tools.
Okay, and you earned an additional $726 here
Correct.
in 2024?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go to 2025, Exhibit F. Your Brenner's statement.
Okay.
You familiar with that?
Yes, sir.
And this document shows year to date, which the period ends on June 16, 2025. Your gross was $13,746.23. This is what this says, right?
Sounds about right. Yes, sir.
And can you explain to the court what Brenner's is?
Yes, I've been there 18 years now, and it's a restaurant. And I'm a sommelier is the exact term, but it translates to a wine steward. I answer any wine questions that the customers may have. I sell wine to the customers, and I'm employed by Brenner's. I clock in, and I get an hourly, a commission, and a tip share.
Okay. Let's go to Exhibit G. G is labeled Good LLC.
Yes, sir.
Can you explain what this is?
That's a restaurant here in town called Good Company Barbecue, and I make deliveries for them during the day. And all I do is just deliveries. They pay me. It's a W-2. It's they pay me when I work.
Okay.
Hourly rate.
And then this shows a period ending date of 6/24/25, and the year to date has $3,872.98.
Okay.
Was that what you remember?
Yes.
Okay. Now going to Exhibit H. Exhibit H is up to date with Lyft 2025. It's a total of $4,009.32, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you could slow down, I'm having some technical difficulties, so just bear with me one moment. There we
Yes,
go.
Judge.
Okay, what exhibit are you on? Are you on G?
I'm on H, Judge.
Okay, well, give me one moment to catch up on G.
Yes.
Okay. We'll continue.
And Mr. Carranza, I don't know if we talked about Lyft. Lyft is, can you describe what it is?
It's like a taxi cab, pretty much. I'm a taxi driver, but I work through an app. I don't have a boss. It's just Lyft driving company. I will say that those numbers you see are before tax. Well, I'm sure you're aware, but those are before taxes.
It's gross.
Correct.
Okay, and then up in 2025 up to now, you through Lyft. That's what that number reflects, the $4,009.32.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go to Exhibit I. I again is marked ritual earnings. These are additional earnings for 2025, and I've added $1,199. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Judge, at this time, I offer State's Exhibit J, which is a breakdown, which is a retro calc sheet. It's based on Mr. Carranza's testimony. It's a breakdown of the retro for the year 2023, 2024, 2025. And I've got two calculations, one at 20% and then the other at 16%, depending on how this court rules.
Does anyone have any objection to State's Exhibit J?
I do not. I've reviewed it, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. State's Exhibit J is admitted.
Thank you, Judge. Now, Mr. Carranza, to keep going with the retro sheet, have you made any direct payments since the child was born
Yes,
to
yes, sir.
Miss Bailey?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How much cash have you given her?
The first 6 months, I gave her $400 a month cash, starting in August.
So your testimony is that in cash, you gave her $400 multiplied by 6.
Yes, sir.
That's a total of $2,400 in cash. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay. And did you send her money in any other way?
After that, I started sending her money through Zelle.
And how much did you give her in Zelle payments?
I don't have the exact number of 43 minus 24, 6, 7, 8, around $1,000, just under, or give or take $50.
Okay, so you're saying
Whatever, whatever I had.
Please don't summarize what he just said, because I don't understand how he could say 1,000 and then give or take 50. Oh, okay, I see what he's saying.
I gave her
But
$2,400.
please don't ask him leading questions, Mr. Dehmesion, ask him questions that he can answer.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Mr. Carranza,
Mhm.
how much payments in Zelle did you give Miss Bailey?
Sorry, I don't have that exact number. It's
To the
what
best of your ability.
Would it help if you pulled it up?
Yeah, that's what I was doing right now. Sorry, yes. Paste to. Yes, if you just give me 10 seconds, I can, or 1 minute, I can add that up. I have the Zelle from my checking account. Yes, Your Honor. Can I have 1 minute?
You may, sir.
Your Honor, is he able to publish the numbers, or if he has the Zelle statement, or?
You can ask him that or Mr. Dehmesion can ask him that.
So I'm not tech savvy. I can take a picture of this of my statement that I have printed out from the bank, but I don't have. I don't know how it's from the bank, and I have the numbers that I've given Ms. Bailey, starting from 24 to March 31st, 25. I don't think it's over $1,000, but.
So I'm sorry, is the answer, so are we saying January 2024?
So my payment started in like you mentioned in April. I think you mentioned Delia told you in April of 24 was the first payment of $40, and my last payment was in March of 25.
So are you saying you gave her $40 each month?
No. It fluctuated, Your Honor. If in April I gave her, no, it fluctuated. I can give you a total, but it wasn't consistent. Would you like me to add this up, or what are you going to do?
Mr. Dehmesion, this is your witness. So would you like
Yes,
to
Judge.
elicit testimony, and then we can fill in gaps if we need to? Thank you.
Mr. Carranza,
I'm
you
listening.
have a bank statement in front of you, right?
What I have is the statement of all the money I've given her. I guess that's a bank statement, yes, that I've sent through Zelle.
If you add it up, what does it add up to?
I literally need just 1 minute. 50 plus 2.
Wait, we just lost Ms. Bailey.
Oh.
One of the rules of court is we stay on camera if we're going to use Zoom. In the courtroom, you can't just leave the courtroom either. And when people leave, I can't tell if they're frozen or not, because your shades are lovely, but they don't move. And so it's real important everyone stay on camera so we know everyone's hearing everything that's happening. If there's some emergency where someone needs to do something, just let us know.
I'm just double checking the math. Give me one more second.
No worries, sir.
I apologize. Thank you for making me further aware of how to. Your Honor, do you mind if I open the door to the space so that if my child runs by, you can see me?
Actually, your child shouldn't be observing this hearing, so I would prefer,
Okay.
thank you, Ms. Gordon, I would prefer the door stay closed,
Okay.
so that they're not part of the proceedings.
$1,990. I guess $1,990.
So that's 1990.
Correct.
Can you take a picture of it and then send it to me?
Yes, sir. It's easier if I send it through a reply, so I'm gonna reply it to that last email you sent me that has the co-parenting class. Okay, it's sent. Or sending, pardon me. It says sent on my end. Pretty sure that's the exact total. Double checked it a few times.
It hasn't come through yet, so.
Okay, on my end. It looks like it went through. I'm at the email. I'll reply again, but it's like I said, it's on the email you sent me this morning. It's a reply. It has the 6-hour co-parenting class. I guess it's the third attachment, maybe, or second attachment.
Sometimes with attachments, especially with government agencies, it just takes a while because there's all sorts of safety protocols that it goes through. That
Okay.
just a little. So could be
Might
something
take
else,
a
but it might
second.
just be that all the virus protection stuff they have might be slowing it down.
Okay.
I know when they send me things that sometimes between theirs and mine, it takes a few moments.
I believe the numbers he's given is consistent with what we provided to the court.
So you all might agree on that then.
Based on the numbers that I read out, you said, I believe, I'm sorry, I know it's still your witness. Oh,
And if we can get something agreed to, so it's
because I think he said, did you say your total for, since the child's been born, your total is 20, what did you say your total?
The very total with the cash included is $43.90. I'm 99%
Oh, no, we
sure.
don't agree to that.
And then the Zelle, I think we agree what you're saying is the Zelle number. The number I have for Zelle is 1990, I believe.
Since April 2024, correct?
Correct.
That number, we're from April 2024 through now, we agree with the 1990.
Correct.
That's
and were
consistent
yours
with-
also calculated from Zelle payments? Like,
What's
is
the
that
question?
Yeah, she went
Oh,
to her
sorry.
bank account and her Zelle from April 2024
okay?
until now, and the 1990 is consistent with what she gave me.
Okay.
It's the payments before that we don't
So
agree.
it's the ones that aren't Zelle that are in contract. So really,
Exactly.
the email he just sent is probably moot if everyone agrees that those Zelle payments is that number.
Yes, Judge.
Is that
Mhm.
true? Would you
From
agree with that,
April-
Ms. Gordon?
Yes, from April 2024 to now, we agree with that number
Okay.
for Zelle. Mhm.
Okay.
It's the payments prior to that we don't agree with.
Don't agree to.
May I move forward, Judge, then?
You may give me one moment though. I'm just, so he thinks it's perfect. Okay, and so the difference is that 2,400 that he claims in cash, just so we're all on the same page. Okay, you
Yeah.
can proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Now, Mr. Carranza, just to be clear on, you do want credit for the 2 children that are outside this case, right?
Yes, I think it's fair.
Okay. And currently, as we went through the retro, you're working for Brenner's, Good Company, Lyft, and Ritual Earnings.
I don't know if yes.
Okay.
So Brenner's, Good Company, Lyft, and who else?
Ritual.
Ritual. Okay. And you're no longer working for the insurance.
I am, but it's been on pause, and I don't get an hourly rate. It's a commission only, and I haven't made any sales since quite a while.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Carranza, Miss Bailey's asking for non-disclosure. Are you in agreement as to that, sir?
That means that I don't need to know where she lives.
Her address will not be in this order, correct?
Correct. I don't need to know where she lives.
So are you saying that you are in agreement?
Yes,
that
thank
she
you.
has a
Yes.
non-disclosure?
Thank you for reiterating. Yes, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I think I countered with one as well. I don't want to have a. I don't want to.
Objection asked and answered, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Are you asking for a non-disclosure?
No.
Okay. Judge, at this time, I pass the witness.
Okay. Ms. Gordon, do you have questions for Mr. Carranza?
I do, Your Honor. Mr. Coranza, could you tell the court your current address?
3233 Winchester.
So we're on YouTube, and so if we can
Thank you.
maybe be a little more subtle with the address. I don't know how important it is that trust me, I'm not writing down addresses because
It's on file. It's on file, Miss Gordon. That's
Is the address on your 2023 tax return your current address?
I'd have to double check on that.
Why don't you pull it up, and that way we don't have to broadcast addresses.
Okay. 2023.
That's
I think you mentioned last time when you questioned my witness that it wasn't. So I'm gonna.
Well, sir, you have copies of your exhibits. This is the 2023 Exhibit A.
Okay.
So why don't you pull it up and look, and not based on.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
What you
Yes,
may or may not remember from Monday. And it certainly doesn't help me what you may or may not remember from Monday, because I might remember something different from Monday.
No, Miss Gordon. The address is not the same as the 2023. It's not the same.
Okay.
2024 is the same.
So,
sorry, go ahead.
And so how long have you been at your current address?
Rough estimate, I want to say 3 years, maybe 4 years in October. Around 3 years, Miss Gordon.
Okay. And who else lives?
You just said the 2024 is the same, but it looks like the same address is on your 2024 W-2.
I've been with the company 18 years. Maybe they still have it as my old address. That's not my
Okay.
Well, actually, on all of your pay statements and documents, I noticed the address that was on the 2023 tax return. So are all those documents stating the wrong address?
I didn't realize that they were saying that. I have to double check. Let me look real quick.
Why don't you look at them? Because some of them are different. And some of them don't have an address. Oh, no, that does.
So Exhibit F, for example?
But Exhibit G and Exhibit E, I think, are different.
Right. So it's the 3233 is my current address. It's on. I don't know what exhibit exactly is, but it's on my pay stub from AD from Good Company. That's the most recent. Okay. Thank you.
All right. So you've been at that address for 3 years. Who lives at that address with you?
My father and my 2 children.
Okay. And how many bedrooms are at that address?
2 bedrooms.
So there's 2 total bedrooms?
Correct.
And how old are your older children?
17 and 13.
Okay. So essentially you're saying 4 people live in a 2-bedroom?
Correct.
Okay. And you have a teenage daughter and a teenage son, is that correct? Okay. Now, what schools do your older children attend? Do you know the names of those schools?
Yes, Kerr and Albright.
Okay. And can you tell me the names of the teachers for them, or do you know them?
Not off the top of my head, no.
What
So you-
year are you asking about? Because I don't think we know the names of the teachers for next year yet, unless maybe your district is different.
Well, okay, so the prior years,
I could name a few, not all of them.
the most recent year.
Wow, that's a good question. Yes, this recent year I can name a few of them, not all of them, no.
Okay, and then what about you? So you saying that you take care of these children 50% of the time? Is that correct?
They live with me 50% of the time. I take care of them every day.
Okay, so are you able to name their physicians?
The ones I could pronounce, yeah. Yes, I can. Yes, pardon me. Yes.
Okay, so is that a name? Can you give us some names?
Dr. Hasnine is general pediatrics is the doctors we use. Dr. Hasnine is their doctor, but he brings in a female doctor for my daughter, and it's not a consistent. She doesn't have a primary. Dr. Hasnine is listed on their. Dr. Hasnine is listed as their primary, but he brings in a lady doctor for my daughter.
Okay, and how often you take them to the doctor?
Whenever they're sick, for my son, he gets sick more than my daughter. I would say, like how many times a year? You asking?
Okay, all right. So I'm going to move on. So let's get back to, you say you live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and 50% of the time there's 4 people living there.
Correct.
So, and you're asking the court also that your child Noah also lived there 50% of the time?
Temporary, yes.
So there would be 5 people living in a 2-bedroom apartment 50% of the time?
Correct.
Okay. What sleeping arrangements would you have planned for Noah?
What arrangements do I have for Noah? I was planning on getting we're planning on moving from here, but if he comes tomorrow or the next day, then I'm planning on getting a bunk bed. My older son will be on the top bed, he'd be on the bottom, and the 3 boys would share a room. My 13-year-old shares a room with me. He has his own queen size bed. But if Noah were to come tomorrow, I would get a bunk bed. My son would be on the top bed. Excuse me, my 13-year-old son would be on the top bed. Noah would probably be on the bottom bed.
Okay.
If he didn't stay with me.
And how many jobs did you represent to the court you worked this year?
4.
So you have 4 jobs. So when you're working, who would be taking care of Noah?
So the way I would arrange it is that when I'm with my kids, I don't work.
So you're representing to the court that when Noah would be in your care, you would be taking care of him
Absolutely.
24/7?
When Noah and Raymond, Carlo, and Erica Carranza are with me, I don't work.
Okay, so is that the job you've been there the longest? Is that not
Yes.
a full-time job?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
All of these jobs are around my kid's schedule.
Okay.
That's why.
Can you describe to the court the type of car seat you have for Noah?
It's just a regular car seat up to, I think it's for up to 2 years is I forgot if it's a weight thing. I think it's up to 30 or 40 pounds.
Mr. Coranza, isn't it true that you do not have a car seat for Noah?
Absolutely not. I have it in my closet.
Okay. Is it true that there's been times when you've tried to visit with Noah and you didn't have a car seat and Miss Bailey would not allow you to leave with him?
I've never tried to take Noah anywhere not in a car seat. So when I go visit, I'm on visitations. I don't get to take him anywhere. I'm on usually 45 minutes. No, that's not true.
So on each of your visitations, has there been a car seat in your vehicle for Noah?
Absolutely not.
There has not been a car seat.
I'm not allowed to take him anywhere. No, I have not. When I go see Noah, there's no car seat in the car.
Okay.
I can't even take him out of. No, sorry.
All right. How many DUIs have you had in the past?
I've had 2.
2. And were your children in the vehicle with you? Were
Absolutely
any of
not.
your children in the vehicle with you when
No,
you
ma'am.
had? Okay. And so you've had DUIs, but you continue to work around alcohol?
I've had, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you still smoke?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever smoked?
Yes, ma'am.
And when did you stop smoking?
Like, so like, I don't know what, I smoke like maybe 2 cigars a month. I haven't stopped, but I haven't smoked a cigar in a month or two.
Okay. Do you ever smoke in front of any of your children?
Absolutely not.
Has Miss Bailey ever witnessed you smoking in front of any of your children?
Absolutely not.
Has she complained about smoking in your vehicle?
She complained about smoke in the vehicle. Not that I'm aware of. No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Can you explain to the court why Noah at this age, to the best of your knowledge, what's the longest Noah has ever been away from his mother in the past 2 years?
In the past 2 years, what's the exact question? How many times? How long or how many times?
What's the longest period of time that Noah's
About
been
an
away?
hour.
Okay, so can you explain to the court why it would be in the best interest of Noah to immediately go from having only been away from his mother for an hour at a time to being away from his mother? What's the 50% schedule that you're proposing?
You're asking me what's the first question? I'm sorry.
Okay,
What are you
so
asking?
what's the 50% schedule you're proposing to the court?
I didn't know I had to put a
50?
proposal. I was gonna talk to the mediator and figure out something with Delilah. What I'm proposing is I haven't thought that far yet. I have
Okay, so your testimony today is that you're asking for a 50-50 possession schedule. Is that correct?
correct.
So why would your son benefit from going to not being away from his mother for longer than an hour
How
to being away from her, let's say 4 days at a time?
I think that how would it benefit Noah? I think that it would benefit Noah by seeing his father and his siblings and having a rapport, so he's not uncomfortable. I think how would it benefit Noah from being away from his mother? I think he needs to know his father. I think he needs to be with his father as well.
Does Noah have a feeding schedule?
I get no discussions about the baby. I see him 1 hour a week. I mean, well, I see him I see him no. When I ask questions, I don't get answers. I either get no answer at all. I don't know his schedule. I don't know his doctor. I don't know anything about him pretty much. I don't know what he's eating.
Okay, so if you don't know those things, how can you say it would benefit him just to all of a sudden start?
I would talk to Miss Bailey and I would figure out what he eats, and we would talk about a diet, and we would talk about how would I
But you agree these are all things you could have been discussing with her already?
absolutely. I agree.
Okay. Now, how close do you live to Miss Bailey in miles?
I don't know where she lives, Your Honor. I mean, ma'am.
Okay. When you were going to visit at her home, how
When
close
she
were you?
lived in Friendswood, it was an hour drive.
Before we go any further, I just want to confirm we have jurisdiction here in Galveston. Does she live in Galveston County?
Yes.
Okay.
I live an hour away.
Okay.
Give or take 10 minutes.
All right. Thank you. Now, I want to go back to your living arrangements. What floor do you currently live on in your apartment building?
2nd floor.
Okay. And are there elevators or the
Stairs.
stairs walk up? Okay. So if the parents continue to live at least an hour away, how would you get Noah to school? Well, how would a 50-50 schedule work for
So
that?
I would like to know where Noah's zip code he lives, so I can live in between here and there. I'm that's what I would do. I would right now my realtor's on pause. If she lived north, I would move north. If she lives south, I'm moving south. In between my child's current school, which is my 13-year-old, and I would move in between the homes so that the commute wouldn't be too long. I don't want Delilah or the baby to commute the least amount as possible without affecting my current children's current district, because I don't want to take them out of their school. Or we've agreed. Yes, that's fine.
Now, with regard to, I'm just gonna move on to child support quickly. With regard to any payments that you say you've made to Mrs. Bailey prior to April 2024, you've brought no evidence of those payments. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm gonna pass the witness for now, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Dehmesion, do you have any further questions of Mr. Carranza?
Yes, yes, Judge. Just a couple questions I forgot to ask my direct. Mr. Coranza, just to be clear, you're not in agreement to pay current child support, right?
Current child. What I'd like. Ask that question again.
You're not in agreement to paying current child support, right?
Going forward, I don't think I should pay child support. I would, if we give 50-50 custody, I don't think I should pay child support. If I only get to see him once a week, then I think I should contribute to his finances.
Okay.
So to answer your question, no. Going forward, ideally, it'd be 50-50 custody with no child support.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay.
And it's,
Yeah, no, Ms. Gordon, you may proceed.
so, Mr. Carranza, are you only requesting 50-50 to avoid child support?
Not at all.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any further witnesses, Mr. Dehmesion?
No, Judge. That's it.
Ms. Gordon, do you have any witnesses?
If I could just have a few follow-up questions for my client.
Absolutely. And I know that I cut you off on the back support, so if you want to go back to that issue, feel free to do that.
All right. So yes, because I think before we were thinking maybe if it was going to be temporary orders.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So if you want to go into that, you may. And it sounds like everyone agrees to the Zelle payment, so you don't have to painstakingly go through that. But if you have other issues you'd like to go through, we can listen to that.
Okay. So Ms. Bailey, just quickly on the child support, you heard the testimony of
Yes, ma'am.
and so we're just talking about from July 2023 when your son was born up to March of 2024. You've had time to review and what you received, and do your records still show, and I think you have our breakdown there still, as you testified to the court on Monday, that prior to April 2024, the only payments were November 2023, you received $200.
Yes, there was more than November 2023. You're going to list them?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's following the same chart that we use for testimony. On November 2023, you received $200 from him, from Mr. Carranza.
Is this
Yes.
different than the Zelle payments?
Yes, these were
Yes,
cash
prior
payments.
to, right.
Oh, so this is money in addition to the, let me see the number.
This is
that you
prior
gave me.
to April 2024,
Okay, so what, okay,
because he said he gave some cash payments.
okay, so can you repeat that, please?
So November 2023, you received $200, is that correct?
Yes,
December 2023, you received $200.
yes,
And then March of 2024, did you receive $200?
yes. I remember there being a big break between, and I believe we listed October as well.
October 2022.
Yes. My
How
main
much-
You
concern,
mean 23, not
I
20.
didn't want to begin depending on money that was coming irregularly.
Ma'am, I don't believe you were asked a question, so.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
I'm
just-
sorry.
Okay, so the only question we're trying to address is determine how much you received prior to today, okay?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
right now, you guys agree on the amount that you received from
No.
April 2024 until now. Just asking you about the time prior to April 2024, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so do you believe that you received a payment in October 2023 or no?
I believe so.
Or do you know how
Yes.
much? Okay. Was that a $200 payment?
200.
Okay. All right. And so it's your, other than those payments, it's your testimony to the court that those are the only payments you received from Mr. Carranza. Is that correct?
In addition to the Zelle, those cash payments that were the only.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And are you asking the court that Mr. Carranza be required to pay guideline child support
Yeah.
going forward? And are you also requesting that Mr. Carranza be required to pay retroactive child support since from the time the child was born?
Yeah.
Okay. And are you in agreement with the calculations that the Office of Attorney General is using to determine what his current child support would be?
I don't know that we know those calculations.
Okay. All right.
I'm thinking I have to go do some math because I don't think I
Yes,
got any calculation.
I've been looking at it for a few days and I'm still doing the math, but I have looked at it for a while. Okay. All righty. So Ms. Bailey, just quickly, just to reiterate, based on Mr. Carranza's testimony, how much time has Mr. Carranza had along with Noah up until this date?
He's probably, I remember one AGB trip, and he did take a walk in the community where I live.
Okay, maybe I can't hear you at all.
Oh.
I think we've gotten further or something.
Hello? Can you hear
No.
me now?
Now we can, yeah, but I didn't
Okay.
understand the words you just said.
I did recall one AGB trip that he referenced early on. And I recall him taking a walk with him in the neighborhood. So maybe like 30 minutes at a time.
Okay. To the best of your knowledge, does Mr. Carranza have proper car seat for Noah?
The concern with the car seat is that it was purchased on Facebook Marketplace. It had been used before, and it wasn't, I don't know if it was properly installed. You know, from my understanding, there's like a certified way that they're supposed to be installed by a professional.
Okay, so he does have a car seat, is that correct?
He has a car seat. It was not one that was approved to be safe.
Okay, so do you have any other concerns with regard, specific concerns with regard to Mr. Carranza transporting Noah?
Yes.
And what are those?
Well, unfortunately, in my experiences driving with him, he's in a hurry, and I'm not, and so I felt uncomfortable in the car at times when he was in a hurry. I felt concerned for him. I would often tell him, do not rush. He had been in a few car accidents since I'd known him. And
So when you say he's in a hurry, are you saying that he's speeding or not?
oh, I'm quite certain that there are times that he has sped.
Okay. And when you say he's had accidents, you were in the vehicle. Who else was in the vehicle with him when these accidents occurred?
Thankfully, no one else was in the vehicle, and he recovered. But the vehicles were totaled. No, the Prius wasn't. The most recent vehicle wasn't totaled. But just the concerns about that, and then any sort of smoke in the car, or who else has been in the car smoking if the car is sanitized, because things take place in the cars during transportation that I have been made aware of in the past. So so as far as my concerns about driving, I really want safety and no rushing around from this to that place, and then children are a distraction when it comes to Noah's needs in the car. Like, I have to be very careful, not to rush. So safe driving. Safe driving, not driving under the influence of any substances.
Okay, so do you have any concerns about any continued driving under the influence of alcohol?
Yes.
Okay, and why do you have those concerns? Have you witnessed Mr. Carranza drinking alcohol?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and do you have a concern about him drinking alcohol while caring for Noah?
Yeah.
Do you have concerns as to who would care for Noah when Mr. Carranza is not available during his periods of possession?
Yeah.
Okay. And are your concerns with regard to alcohol and smoking, are those some of the reasons you're asking the court for a supervised periods of possession?
No, that's not the primary reason.
I asked you if there are some of the.
Yes, it's some of the reasons. Yes.
Okay. Now, have you tried to discuss with Mr. Carranza Noah's feeding schedule, his dietary needs? Have you tried to discuss those things with him?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And when's the most recent time you tried to share that with him?
The last visit.
Okay. And that was when?
June, I believe it's June 5th. I'd have to look at my calendar.
Where I have
I
to
believe
really
it was June 5th.
Okay. And so what was his response when you tried to discuss those things with him?
No, I need to learn these things on my own. Like, kind of just like dismissive.
Okay. And so are you concerned that he would have a different feeding schedule or a different regimen than what Noah is accustomed to?
That's a concern. Yes.
All right. So are there any additional child care concerns that you have that you want the court to consider as to why you're requesting supervised visitation?
Yes. My main concern is the level of anxiety that I've witnessed in the presence of, during visits, and the idea that it's okay to argue or fight and discuss mature matters or adult responsibilities in front of the children, and then the emotional weight of it, carrying the emotional weight of, like, the children carrying the emotional burden of the father who carries this heavy sort of on the verge of tears, you know, making the exits emotional. I don't, so my concern is how we're affected emotionally. And it seems like there's a fear that Noah has that he is going to be, like, he's not going to see me again, or he's going to be taken away from. So based on the way he reacts when I'm not within the site, or, like, you know, when he looks around and he's like, where's mom? So but that is something that I don't want to affect his development long term and in his ability to have a healthy bond and attachment. And I do think that that bond and attachment is important for both parents, as long as it's not loaded with emotional, like, feels like emotional manipulation and things like that. The other is with when feeding on multiple occasions, because I like.
You're coming in choppy again, ma'am.
Okay.
Now we can't hear you at all.
Yeah.
Okay, I must have tapped mute. Okay, I apologize for that. During feedings that we've had during visits, there have been like, one, he would feed more than, or give a bite that's really too big for Noah to chew and swallow, so it's not age appropriate. And then when Noah regurgitated or spit it out, because he doesn't typically swallow things that are uncomfortable, there was taunting and laughing there was taunting, like, oh, that's so gross, you know. And so with feeding, I actually have a feeding therapist, milk and milestones. So a lady who's helping with the weaning process and helping him to be more comfortable eating solid foods. Like, currently, like, he just wants to eat softer things like sauteed spinach, but Raymond wants to experiment and try things his way, and that's fine, but no one needs to still eat and get his basic nutrition based on what I've been able to learn about him. You know, I want to be able to communicate those things, but I get dismissed quickly because it's like, from his understanding, this is the only time I have, and let me figure it out. Let me have this experience. It's more about him and his experience than the children's experience.
All right.
And that's my concern. So I wish we could shift that and really, really genuinely focus on the children's experience. That's always been my concern, even before Noah was born. Like, it's not about me and our relationship, as much as I would love for that to prosper and be a more respectful one that doesn't cause so much emotional upheaval. But it really just don't put the children through so much, is my concern.
Okay, so you're asking this court to initially start with the step-up visitation plan for Mr. Carranza?
I would like to be assured that he is mentally and psychologically able to step up. Like, because I have been, unfortunately, I feel like I have been misled in the past. I see different, in front of, when I have my parents around, different personality when he brings his daughter around, very different, very safe. So he knows how to be that way, but it seems like he just does it for appearances. So I would love a step up if I know that he's mentally and psychologically sound, and there's not going to be some reverse thing going on that, like, all of a sudden he's different.
Okay, so when I say you would like a step up, you are asking court not to immediately go to a standard possession order,
Right.
and you're asking the court to not immediately go to unsupervised periods of visitation.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you're asking I believe we covered, you're asking the court to receive child support. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Dehmesion, do you have any questions for Ms. Bailey?
No, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Carranza, do you have any questions for Ms. Bailey?
No, Your Honor. Thank you for asking.
Okay. Does anyone have any more witnesses?
Not me, Judge. Just a brief closing.
Okay, before you close though, it's kind of a pet peeve of mine, but I think it's an issue of people not understanding what you're even asking for. I understand Mr. Carranza doesn't want to pay child support. Some math has been done by you, and I'm guessing in your closing, you're going to give a child support number. I'm not sure. I feel like you need to give some testimony, and I need the help too, because I'm not sure where you got your numbers from. He does not even know, and maybe you discussed it in the back, but as far as this hearing is concerned, he does not know what you're even asking for child support. So I don't know how a person not knowing the number can defend it, or explain what they do and don't agree to. Like, he might agree to the number. I don't know what it is. And I don't think he does. So is there any way you can get some testimony about what that number is and what calculations with all these numbers? I'm not sure what you did include and didn't include and how.
Sure, Judge. I can
So
do
I'm probably
that.
going to do my calculation anyway, but at least that way, if they're different, I have some idea where yours is coming from.
Absolutely, Judge. State calls Mr. Carranza. Mr. Carranza, let's look at your 2025 documents, okay? The Exhibit F, which is Brenner's year to date, all right? Year to date is $13,746.23, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the period ending date is June 16, 2025, isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if we divide 13,746.23 by 24 weeks multiplied by 52.
Where does 24 weeks come by?
Yeah.
24 weeks is from January 1 to present.
16?
Yeah, June 16th.
Yes,
June
that was
16th.
the
Yeah,
last
I'm sorry, June 16th, yes.
There's only 20. Okay, that doesn't make. I can't do the math. You're saying there's only 24 weeks from
24 Mondays. 24 Mondays.
Okay. 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 Pardon me.
We can go through the calendar.
No, that's fine. This threw me off. Sorry.
Okay. We multiply that by 52. That's $29,783. Divided by 12.
Okay, you have definitely lost me. I'm trying to follow along, but it's taking.
I'm just following. I'm following your Exhibit J, right, for the calculation?
Oh, is there a calculation exhibit that I missed?
Yes, Exhibit J.
Judge, J is the retro calc, but
Oh,
essentially,
it doesn't break it down. So that's 3 different employers that goes into that number. All right.
yes, four different employers.
4 different.
So if let's see, and I'll go slow. So it's if we multiply 52, it's $29,783 for Brenner's. If we divide by 12, for Brenner's gross per month is $24.82 a month, just for Brenner's. Okay. Good Good LLC year to date. That was your Exhibit G.
Okay.
Now, that year to date was 3872.98,
All right.
right? That year ending was 25 Mondays.
Okay.
So if we take 3872.98 divided by 25 times 52
I
divided by
didn't start in January though, sir.
Right.
So that number is not, I started in March, end of March.
okay, end of March.
So it would be a smaller number you divide by
Yeah,
125.
correct.
Do you remember exactly when you started in March?
The last week of March, March 22nd, March 23rd, the last week of March.
Okay.
And I don't know how we can add it correctly because it's a part-time job. I haven't worked there in 3 weeks. And that's not really relevant. I don't know if that's relevant or not, but I haven't worked there in 3 weeks. Ritual, I haven't worked there in a month. They're not like a scheduled job. Like I said, I work around my kid's schedule. So ritual, that's not from January either. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So you worked at Good LLC from March 22 to
Current.
present.
I guess you could say that. It's been 3 weeks, but yes, I guess you could say that. I'm still on their payroll when I work, but yes, to current.
3872. And during this brief period of time, you earned $3,872.98.
Correct.
And what about Lyft? Did
That's
you
since
have you
January.
been since January? And from January to present, you've earned $4,009.32.
Yes. It might be a little bit more now. That's from the time I sent it to you. I worked maybe $100 more. I've worked this week,
What week? I don't know that we have a date for Lyft. I don't see anything on Exhibit 8.
Let me see. Lyft. I'm gonna tell you right now exactly for Lyft. So for the year for Lyft, from January till today is $4,163.
4163.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
And then Ritual, did you work there from January to present?
That 1,001. What was the number exactly?
The exhibit has $1,199.
That's like it's from January till now, but it's like I work 5 hours in 1 month, and next month I don't work any hours at all. So that's from January to current, but it's not a consistent thing. That's from January to current. Yes.
Okay. So
What exhibit was that again?
1199, Judge.
Okay. And it was,
So
what was that number? Because I don't think it's added up on the exhibit. Or give me a moment to get back to my list here. 1199. Okay.
yeah. So if we take 1199,
That's as of today, 7/11.
is
What
it as of today, Mr. Carranza? 1199.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that a
Yes,
correct
sir.
number?
Yes, sir.
If we take 1199 divided by 7,
Mm-hmm.
is that, I mean, are you averaging $171 a month? Because that's what I show.
At the end of the year, I total it out. I mean, so that's how much I've made from January till now. There's been months where I haven't worked with them. It's a 1099. I work like two. It's a pickup gig kind of thing. So from January till now, I've made that number.
Okay. I'm just,
You want
so,
to divide it? That makes sense. You could divide it by 6. That would make sense to me. But I don't
well,
know. Or whatever
divided by-
whatever you.
since
Sorry.
it's 7-Eleven, I've divided by 7.
That's fine. Whatever your equation is, I'm just saying that's how much I've made from January till now.
An average of 171 a month.
Okay. Yes.
And you, getting back to Lyft, you said up to now it's 4163, and you've been driving for Lyft since January to now as well, correct?
Correct.
So that's an average of $595 a month.
A month? Okay.
Yes.
I'll trust your math.
Now, the good company year to date, that's a new job, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're saying that you started there at the end of March,
Yes, sir.
and you've made $3,872.98.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's roughly, you made that amount in 4 months.
Okay.
You're averaging $968 a month there. Would you
Okay.
say that that's a true number?
It makes sense, sir. Yes.
Okay. So if we take your Brenner's monthly gross of 2482, we take the 968, the 595, and the 171 averages to date. I show your gross at 4216 a month.
Okay.
So we put 4216 gross a month. If we do 1 child herein, 0 children outside. Now the health and dental, well, the health is through mom at no cost. There is no reasonable dental.
Oh.
So it'll be 0 credit there. The net would be 2174. Well, the net would be 3557.44. 1 child herein, 0 children outside. The guideline child support will be $711 per month. Now, if the court gives you credit for 2 children outside this case, the gross would be the same. The net would be the same, 3557.44. But on the multifamily child support guideline, it would be $569 a month. You understand that, right?
I get it. Yes.
What number did you get? I'm sorry.
On a multifamily, it'd be $569 a month, Judge.
I don't know what that means exactly. Is that 5? What does that mean?
This is guideline child support for 1 child herein, 0 children outside.
Okay.
And also guideline child support for 1 child herein and 2 children outside.
Okay.
One is calculated at 20% net and one is calculated 16% net.
I understand.
Okay. Judge, I also have to make a correction to the retro sheet.
Okay, before we go there, So you haven't done your 2024 taxes yet?
Correct.
In some of these places, you only started working in 2025.
Even though, okay,
Is that true?
no, I sent paycheck stubs and my W-2. I sent the W-2s that I had for the 2 jobs, and I had sent my I did not work in 20. I worked in 2024. Yes. Is that what your question was? Sorry.
No, I'm saying some of the places in 2025 you did not work in 2024 or 2023.
Correct. Good Company is a new one.
Okay.
Right. Correct.
So you worked at Brenner's though in 2023 and 2024.
Brenner's. Yes, that's been the longest. That's my main thing, I guess you'd call it. Yes.
Okay. Okay. You may continue, Mr. Dehmesion.
Judge, based on
Okay,
these
ma'am,
new,
a comment just came up, which I'm trying not to read. That is not an appropriate way to get testimony in. I'm going to try to give me a moment to close my chat.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you saw that, Ms. Gordon, but that is,
I didn't see
we don't
it.
take testimony through chat and it's not appropriate without testimony for information to come in, just so you're aware of that as well, Mr. Carranza. So please be
Yes.
mindful of that.
All right.
I'm sorry. I know you all are in the middle of a lot of calculations, and I didn't want to disrupt.
Okay, you can take what I probably should have given this lecture. I assume when people have attorneys, I don't need to give my beginning speech. But we take testimony in court. One of you is asked questions at a time. We're not supposed to interrupt each other, but everyone is free to take notes so you don't forget things. But you can't chat or post things up for me to see, or that's just not an appropriate way to get testimony in.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we allowed to raise our hand? Because
No. We're in court now, and so no, it's you have an attorney representing you. He's figuring this out on his own. As you see, I go around in circles asking if people have anything additional they need. I do it probably more than most judges, and I think it's beyond what the law allows personally. But I try to really make sure everyone has their chance. But it's not a back and forth conversation, even though sometimes we get off on them like we are now, but it's not an appropriate way to get testimony to me that way.
so I apologize.
Okay, Mr. Dehmesion, I believe.
yes, Judge, that based on his testimony, that changes the 2025 retro slightly. I can give you those 2 numbers for the court. The gross for 2025 would be 4216. The net 3557.44. At 20%, the child support will be 711. And if we multiply 711 times 7, it'd be 4977 at 20%. The child support will be 569 if it was one child, if it was 16%. And that total would be for 2025 would be 3983. It does change the 2025 retro.
So what are your new totals?
The new totals, let's see. At 16%, the new total is $13,012.
$13,012.
Yes,
Okay,
at 16%.
right. Mhm.
And at 20%, it would be $16,265. Slightly higher.
Mhm.
Judge, I hope that clarifies things. I passed the witness.
One thing I also do when I have pro se litigants is I give them a chance to speak, since they don't have an attorney to ask them questions. Ms. Gordon, and Mr. Dehmesion, feel free to make any objections you feel are necessary. Sir, is there anything additional you think I need to hear?
Do I ask you or do I ask Ms. Bailey?
Oh, no, this is just a chance for you to say anything additional you think I need to hear. There may be legal objections where I might stop you, but since you don't have an attorney to ask you questions and you don't really control what Mr. Dehmesion asks you, since he doesn't represent you, and you have no control over what Ms. Gordon asks you, it's unfair to not give you a chance to say something. And I don't want to force you to ask yourself questions. I think there's a movie where they do that as a joke and it didn't work very well.
I just want to make a statement that I've tried to be in Noah's life from the very beginning. I'm open to conversation, but when I only see him 1 hour a week, it's hard for me to be discussing things with Delilah. If I bring it up, it's an argument. If she brings it up, it's a discussion. I know that's argumentative. Either way, for 2024, I saw him for 45 minutes for the whole year, once a week for 45 minutes, supervised visits. So I drove an hour to see him for about an hour and drove an hour back. Not a big deal. I do what I have to do. But my point is I'm trying to be in this child's life for him. His siblings for the whole year of 2024 probably saw him like 5 times. I don't know what else to say. And his safety and his mother's peace and safety is a huge concern. I respect Delilah, and as a mother of Noah, I'll always protect her as well and care about her.
Does anyone have anything further they need to present?
I don't, as far as evidence, I just have one follow-up question for Mrs. Bailey. Mrs. Bailey, okay, thank you, Your Honor. Mrs. Bailey, there was some discussion, there's been discussion that you've requested a non-disclosure order that Mr. Carranza does not know your home address. One, can you just very briefly state to the court why you are requesting that?
My concern is that, I understand and believe he has genuine care and feeling. It just seems in the past there's been some impulsive reactions to make extreme gestures or shows for attention and disturb. How can I say it with?
If you could just quickly tell me why you would like not to have your address.
Because I don't want to increase the possibility of interactions that are abusive.
So how would you propose the child be exchanged if that's not at your address?
Initially, if the visits are supervised, we would meet at a location where maybe someone else is supervising, maybe a therapeutic location where there can be professionals supervising the visits and maybe teaching and guiding what's healthy for the child and the father, because according to what I read in the parenting class, like it's so essential, I think, for his early start, for there to be continuity. You know, there does need to be a lot of communication that helps the child adjust. And what I have observed, Noah is very sensitive and attuned and intuitive about emotion. Like he picks up on that. Maybe all babies are, I'm not sure, but I can see the change in his expression, and I observe the way he acts afterwards. His appetite and his system changes. So anyhow, that's why. I'm sorry, maybe I said too much.
So
If
there's a
those
period of
visits.
supervised visitation or not,
If there's
even if there's a period of supervised visitation, presumably there'd be a time when those visitations would be over. Where would you like to exchange the child? What would be
wherever that therapeutic visitation is being held.
And when those visitations end, where would you like to exchange the child? What is a halfway point that would work for both parties if the child's not in school?
At the location of the visit. But I'm not, so we don't know where the visitation is going to take place, right? I'm willing to drive to
But you're asking the court that it not take place at your home. So if Mr. Carranza cannot pick up and return to your home, where do you want him to pick up and return the child?
Okay. So from my understanding in the class that I took, it's better for us to either meet at a central location or for me to bring Noah to where he is. So there's not a chance that the father, we're waiting for him to show up, you know, and it seems, you know, it's better for the child to be taken there by the parent who has custody. And then
Okay, so what's that central location for you to take?
between where he lives now and what I'm saying is I am willing to take the child to wherever the visit needs to be. I don't know what's central. I really don't know, but I don't think there are that many locations that would provide the service that's needed. So I would like for us to receive some guidance there.
Okay. Would you like for it to be halfway so you both can share in the time it takes to get the child to and from?
Yes, ma'am, sure, it could be halfway.
Okay. Now, with regard to the child support evidence that you've heard put on, do you have any belief that Mr. Carranza is earning more money than he's reporting or not?
Honestly, don't know.
Okay. Would it have been more helpful for you if you had a 2024 tax return to review?
It could be more helpful, but I really, you know, again, I don't know if it would be helpful.
Are you aware of whether Mr. Carranza owns any businesses?
I believe, I'm not sure. At one point he did.
And what type of business was that?
It was transportation.
So you're saying he didn't work for someone, he owned his own transportation business?
Well, so I really, as far as I'm open to your guidance as far as the tax returns are concerned. If we need to get a 2024 tax return, that's fine. My main concern is that we have the time to be a healthy family again, like to grow into that. So
all right, Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
Mr. Dehmesion, do you have any further questions for Ms. Bailey?
No, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Carranza, do you have any further questions for Ms. Bailey?
No, thank you for asking.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you the same question that Ms. Gordon just asked Ms. Bailey about a central location. Do you have a proposed central location?
I'm on the same page with Miss Bailey. Whatever is central, I think like I don't know the town that's central. I don't know the zip code that's central. I would say like 45 in Beltway, Delilah. I don't know the halfway point. I don't mind making it easier for her. I don't mind making it easier. I don't want to drive a whole hour, but I don't mind whatever's convenient for her. Whatever's she's doing a lot, Your Honor. Whatever's convenient.
Okay. I just want you all to know that she's asking for a non-disclosure. I have no idea where she lives except somewhere in Galveston County.
Right.
So it's truly impossible for me to, and I'm also not supposed to do external research. It's
Right.
kind of a violation of my judicial rules.
And
So
this is assuming
that
they go
really
with
puts me in a bind to make rulings in cases like this with limited information because my hands are literally tied.
I understand. I don't really know what phase 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, how many phases there are. So I'm assuming I don't know which way we're going on, which route.
And I have not made a ruling yet, so I'm still listening.
I understand. I guess if I don't know. I don't know the halfway point either, Delilah.
Yeah, do you want me to ask a couple questions to try to flesh out?
You can try to help with this issue.
So, Mr. Carranza, what city you live in?
I live in A-Leaf. Is the little area A-Leaf.
Okay, and she lives in Galveston.
I think she lives in Friendswood, the last I heard, but I don't know exactly.
How about Pearland? Is Pearland halfway?
That works for me, Delilah. It's like I said, I'll do anything. I'll drive anywhere.
I think the most central location would be the Children's Museum downtown. They don't offer therapeutic visits. So, I mean, like that area where we have been meeting has been central. It's like Midtown Museum District.
I'm okay with that.
All right, so Children's Museum downtown, you guys agree on?
I don't know what phase 1 is. Are we going to spend 10 hours at the Children's Museum? I don't know what we're talking about. The museum district is a fine place for me to meet. I don't know what. I'm gonna get tired of that. He's gonna get tired of 10 hours at the museum. I don't know what we're talking about exactly.
I believe we're talking about the pickup and drop off point. So
Pardon me. Yes,
pickup and drop off.
That's a good point.
Okay, so the Children's Museum downtown is a good pickup and drop off point for you.
Okay, I just have a logistical question, and part of me says, why am I asking? Because it's at least a solution what you just came up with. But I know parking is very, very difficult in that area, and you have to pay for parking at the museum and traffic. Well, traffic is bad everywhere, but traffic isn't great. It's very congested, that area, but parking in particular is not good. And then you have to pay, and I'm guessing you all have memberships at the Children's Museum since you've been doing visits there, but at some point, he's 2, he's going to get bigger. At some point, he might not want to go to the Children's Museum as much. And at some point, you may not want to have a membership and pay all that money to do a pickup and drop off. So it may be someplace where less crowded and free.
I think that's a good area because around there's many free places, the botanical gardens. I mean, I don't think her and I have an issue with parking. We've been doing it for. Okay. I don't think traffic or parking is an issue. That's what I think, Delilah. But you say what on my end, that's fine with me.
Okay, I just want to make sure you realize what you're committing to for possibly the next 16 years. It could be modified, but if it's not modified, that would, and of course you can always agree to other things.
I agree.
Talking about a pickup and drop off for the long term. So I just
that works for me, Delilah.
Those issues. Okay. Okay. Mr. Dehmesion, would you like to make a brief closing?
Yeah, yes, Judge. The state asked that you grant the several agreements that the parties have made. And I can run through those agreements if because I know it's been a few days since the last time we're in court. You want me to go through it, Judge?
I would say no, but I feel like some of those agreements were not agreements, so sure.
Correct.
Let's clarify for everybody what they are.
Okay. So my understanding is the parties agreed to adjudicate Mr. Carranza as the father of Noah. That's the number one agreement. 2 would be the app close. 3 would that Mr. Carranza pay the court costs by July 7, 2026. 4 that the last name of the child is Bailey Carranza. There's a space, no dash. The other agreement is that Miss Bailey is the primary. Geographic is Galveston and contiguous counties. Now, during testimony, the parties agreed that Miss Bailey will have a non-disclosure.
Well, he agreed
But
that her
that could
address didn't have to be given. I don't think he agreed necessarily to your language.
Okay. So that's not an agreement then. I believe the final agreement. Well,
and you know what? Actually, well, I'm going to let you continue, but there's a difference between the non-disclosure and I think what he's, and I have to go back and look, but I think what he said is he agreed to not know her address. The non-disclosure includes phone numbers, email addresses, which impacts a lot of other things. And I don't believe I heard testimony on that.
I'd like to know the zip code, and I don't need to know her phone. If I can have the app, I don't need to, whatever makes her happy and safe. I don't want her to feel unsafe. The app works if we can communicate through the app. I'd like to keep track of it through the app. Phone calls that don't go through, texts don't go through. Emails don't matter. The app seems works fine for me.
Are you already using the app?
No, I don't know. No.
Okay.
Then the last agreement, Judge, is that Mom, Miss Bailey, covered the child Noah for health insurance through the marketplace, Blue Cross Blue Shield. This is at no cost to her. There is no reasonable dental by the parties at this time. That's pretty much the extent of the agreement. The state asked that you make appropriate rulings as to conservatorship, possession access, non-disclosure. Also, whether to give Mr. Carranza credit for the 2 children outside this case. And we submit the we offer the retro calc sheet as to the retro. The parties have made a partial agreement as to the credit, and you make appropriate rulings as to the rest of it. The retro, we asked that could be paid at $100 a month starting August 1st. The child support, current child support going forward, we asked that the gross be the $42.16. And that would bring the net to $35.57.44. And depending on whether it's 16% or 20%, the child support going forward, at 16%, it would be $569 a month. At 20%, it'd be $711 per month, depending on how this court rules. And I believe that's all the issues, Judge.
And you mentioned joint that we're looking for. What was the joint conservatory?
You'll get a chance to do your summary as well. This is what the state's asking for.
Pardon me.
Ms. Gordon's going to get a chance to explain what Ms. Bailey's asking for. This is kind of like a brief summary.
Pardon me.
And you'll get to summarize what you're asking for as well. Ms. Gordon, would you like to proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, just a quick issues regard to child support, we would ask for child support at $711 per month. And we would ask that Mr. Carranza not be given credit for the other two children as he has no court orders in place. And based on the testimony, I believe that serious question is whether it's possible for two children to be residing in his home in addition to the other people there for 50% of the time, but there are no court orders in place. And I believe one of those children will emancipate in the next few months, early mid next year or so. So we would ask that child support be set at $711 per month, and that back child support be based on the child, the subject of this case being the only child that he's supporting. Beyond that, we don't disagree with the calculations of the Office of Attorney General. We do, as you've already heard testimony, disagree with the amounts of cash support prior to April 2024. I won't bore you with those again. With regard to, we would ask, my client is asking to be appointed sole managing conservator as she's made all the child care decisions for this child since the child has been born. She's given testimony that she's tried to include and get on the same page with Mr. Carranza, and that has not occurred. Mr. Carranza has on some level suggested that he's okay with mother making those decisions, but she is asking this court to be appointed sole managing conservatorship. She's asking for at least a step-up visitation plan, that they not go into a full standard possession order. And she's certainly not in agreement with a 50-50 possession schedule for a child that's not been out of her care longer than an hour or two up until this stage. So we would ask the court to take that into consideration and to start that with a step-up supervised. If not supervised, then it's still some form of step-up plan for a child younger than 3 years old. We believe would be in the best interest of the child to give him an opportunity to adjust to being outside the care of the mother, and to make sure that everybody's on the same page with the proper feeding and care for the child, as well as there were concerns raised for sleeping arrangements for the child, who would care for the child when Mr. Carranza is not available. I mean, Mr. Carranza has stated he works many jobs, but he's also stating that he's able at will to not work those jobs just because he has his child. So that raises questions and concerns for Ms. Bailey. And we would ask the court to also take those concerns into consideration. Ms. Bailey has expressed her concern for a non-disclosure order in the sense of not having Dad know her address. And I believe that will address her concerns with regard to that. But we'll leave it to the court to determine if that's something going to be in the best interest of the child. We are in agreement with the close app, as the OAG has expressed. And so we would just ask the court, as always, to do what's in the best interest of the child based on the testimony. There's been testimony about alcohol. There's been testimony about smoking in the car with the vehicle when others that the child could be exposed to. There was testimony with regard to Mr. Coranza living on the second floor, and a concern being with the gate on the back of the apartment. And so we would ask the court to absolutely take all those things into consideration in reaching a determination with regard to this child in conservatorship and child support. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Carranza, is there anything you'd like to say in summary?
There's also a street outside. There's also a parking lot. I'm not gonna let my kid play in this.
This isn't the time for testimony. This is a time to summarize what you're requesting.
I guess my main concern was that joint conservatory, because I want to go to his school plays. I want to take him to school. I don't need to go all the time. I don't know if that was included in what in her request. I like to be a part of his life, and that means putting him in a sport, going to his sport games, going to his school activities. I don't know if that makes any sense. And I guess about the responsibilities, my daughter is getting more expensive, not less expensive. I'm gonna accommodate Noah any way as possible, whether it's sleeping arrangements. I don't know what exactly I'm supposed to be saying right now, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, that's why I let them go first, so you could kind of get a feel for what.
I get you.
But
Noah,
it's okay. It's okay. I just want to give you the chance. I know that, you know, when people represent themselves, it is hard. So whether or not you give a summary, I've been listening to everybody this whole time, and I do have an idea of what you're all asking for. So everyone is rested. Ms. Gordon, you rested. Mr. Dehmesion, if you can unmute, you've rested.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Carranza, you've rested.
yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take a few minutes to review everything, look at some numbers, consider everything, and then I'll come back with the ruling. If y'all want to take a break, maybe till 12:45, feel free to, you know, get up, eat some food, move around, stretch, check on the child, and then we can reconvene.
Do we discuss phases, or that's on another subject? I guess you're gonna make your ruling. I guess
I'm
that's.
gonna make my ruling based on what I've got.
Thank you.
I am finding that Mr. Coranza is the biological father of Noah based on the parties' agreement. I am establishing the parent-child relationship between Mr. Carranza and Noah. And I am changing Noah's last name based on the parties' agreements to Bailey Carranza with no hyphen. I'm appointing the parties joint managing conservators, with Miss Bailey having the right to determine the primary residence of Noah within Galveston and any county that touches Galveston County. And the intent there is to use the OAG standard language that they use for joint managing conservatorship. So not the practice manual, but the AG language. I am going to order stair-step visitation. The beginning is always at all times mutually agreeable. And then the first step, Mr. Carranza, I'm ordering, has the right to possession and access on the first, third, and fifth Saturday of the month, unsupervised from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. for 2 visits. The pickup and drop-offs will be at the Children's Museum of Houston. After he completes those 2 visits, he will have the right to possession and access from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. unsupervised for 3 visits. And pickup and drop-offs at the Children's Museum of Houston. After he completes those 3 visits, he would progress and have possession and access from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the first, third, and fifth Saturdays of the month for 3 visits. And then once he completes that phase, he would progress to beginning 6 p.m. Saturday on the first, third, and fifth Saturday of the month to 6 p.m. Sunday for 3 visits. And pick up and drop off at the Children's Museum. And then once he completes all of those phases, he would move to the standard possession order with pickup and drop off at the Children's Museum of Houston. And Ms. Gordon, can you move your camera a little? I want to make sure you're following. And I see you're typing, which.
Yeah, I was trying to mute so you didn't hear me typing.
Okay, I hear you typing.
I'm going to ask you to go through them again. Even my typing isn't fast enough.
That's why if I need to slow down, if I can see your face, I'll have a better idea of.
I got some portion of each level, but if you could.
Let me go back then. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, let me see your face so I kind of know what's happening there.
Okay.
Okay, so the
Can
first.
you see me?
Yeah, I can see you now. The first phase, first, third, and fifth Saturdays, wherever that starts, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay.
Unsupervised pick up and drop off at the Children's Museum. So he's not required to go to the Children's Museum. If he prefers to go to any of the other numerous things in that area,
Right, okay,
in that time frame, that's fine. But he certainly can go there. The
okay,
child's actually obviously comfortable there. So after he gets past those 2 visits, that phase, it would then expand to 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. first, third, and fifth Saturdays of the month,
okay,
unsupervised for 3 visits.
okay. And then the next is,
Next is the third phase, first, third, and fifth Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
okay,
with 3 visits. Mr. Dehmesion, if you have any questions, just pipe up.
Yes, Your Honor.
5 p.m. And then the Saturday, then he would go to,
An overnight, so on the first, third, and fifth Saturdays, starting at 6 p.m. on Saturday, overnight to 6 p.m. on Sunday for 3 visits.
So just to be clear, Judge, all these 4 phases, none of them are supervised. They're all going to be unsupervised.
Yes.
Okay.
okay. And that's 3
Yeah.
visits, 6.
Yeah, the only one that's 2 is the short one in the beginning, the 1 to 3.
Okay,
And then all the others are 3 visits per phase.
okay. And then after the overnight 6,
The standard
Saturday
possession.
to Sunday overnights for 3 visits, then we go to,
And I'll be honest, I have no idea if they are 50 miles apart or not. My guess is close right now,
Mhm.
but they'll have to somehow figure that out.
So
And Judge,
SPO
because these are
go ahead.
go ahead. I'm sorry, Ms. Gordon.
No, go ahead. Mhm.
Because these are all unsupervised, these are all pickup and drop offs. In other words, they don't have to visit there. He
You can
could
go,
go
yeah.
visit somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he has to
He can
return
go
the
across the
child.
street, go to the zoo if you wanted to.
Absolutely. There's a whole bunch of, I mean, I wouldn't take a 2-year-old to the Holocaust Museum, but he could go there. Like there's any amount, you know, once these get broader in time, when he has the whole day, he could take the light rail. You know, there's all sorts of things he could do. He could go to the park. The Herman Park's right there.
Right.
Could walk on
Mhm.
Rice. You know, there's all sorts of things in that area. As the child gets older, they could go to the art museum.
Mhm.
All sorts of things they could do. But once he has regular visits, they can also just go back to wherever. For both of them, I'm ordering an injunction. Neither party should smoke in front of the child.
Okay,
And then I'm ordering that each parent, this is for both of them, must have an age-appropriate proper car seat for the child as needed. Both of those things are technically the law.
okay. Was it the injunction smoking only, or did we have an alcohol injunction or no?
I did not put one in. I guess I could do a mutual injunction, no smoking and no consuming alcohol. Well, actually, I'm not doing that. I'm just doing the smoking.
Okay,
And the age-appropriate car seat as needed for both of them. For insurance, I'm finding that Ms. Bailey has insurance through another source, $0 per month. And I'm ordering that she continue with that insurance. I'm finding nobody has any dental insurance at a reasonable cost. Mr. Carranza is ordered to pay to Ms. Bailey current ongoing child support of $569 per month beginning August 1st of 2025. and monthly thereafter. And that is the gross down by the Attorney General's office. I believe it's 4216.
Correct.
And that does give credit for 2 children outside of this case. I'm ordering a back child support judgment against Mr. Carranza from the date of birth of the child, Noah, until now, today, July 11, 2025, in the amount of $6,000 as of today. And I'm ordering that Mr. Carranza pay that back at a rate of $100 per month beginning August 1st of 2025. Per the family code, that judgment will accrue interest at 6% per annum. With regard to the non-disclosure, I'm going to approve the agreement. However, I'm not making any findings. Section 105.006 talks about the court finding that providing that information is likely to cause the child or conservator harassment, abuse, harm. I'm not making any of those findings, so those should not be included in the order. But the order I am going to approve the agreement, so the order can state that by agreement of the parties and approval of the court orders, that she's not required to provide that information, all the 105 information. However, she is ordered, Ms. Bailey is ordered to provide her current zip code where she resides. And she is ordered to update that zip code, just like the traditional 105 information, the earlier of the 60th day before the date she intends to make the change, or the 5th day after the date the party knew of the change, if the party did not know or could not have known of the change in sufficient time to comply with the 60 days. And that's all in the 105 section, that language. So you might have to change some of the bold language so it matches this order. Might maybe just add to that so it's clear that it's just the zip
I'll do it,
code.
Judge. I'll do it, Judge.
Or maybe when you write that in there, say that bold language only applies to the zip code. Just something so that everyone realizes that that's what it applies to. And I am going to order that the parties download and communicate with the app close program. I'm ordering that Mr. Carranza pay court costs as billed to Galveston County on or before July 7th of 2026. And then all relief not expressly granted is denied.
Okay, Your Honor, I have just a couple questions when you're done. I'll wait for you.
You can ask them.
Okay, so on the medical, I want to make sure they have each responsible for 50
Oh, yes,
out of pocket.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you. Each are 50 responsible. The standard language of the AG language of sending the bills to the other party reimbursing them should all be in there. But yes, it will be 50-50. So each of you is ordered to pay 50% of any unreimbursed medical or dental expenses.
Okay.
Mr. Carranza, you're on mute.
What was denied? You said something was denied?
Oh, any relief that was requested and not granted.
Any relief.
So if someone pled for something that did not get granted today, it is denied. It just puts some finalization on the order.
Okay.
And this is final orders, not temporary, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yes, you gave me the back child support. Okay.
And Your Honor, we're gonna get a copy of this, right? Because I've been writing.
Yes.
But it's okay.
Yeah. I should have warned you in advance. The AG's office, that's not a bad idea to have your own notes. The AG's office is going to draft the order, and I'm thinking, Mr. Dehmesion, you'll be sending it to them today. Like, we can move you all to breakout rooms, and you can send it to them to review, sign off on, ask any questions, or do you want an entry?
No, Judge, I can start working on it right now and try to get this done today.
Okay. So they'll be sending it to you to look at. So Mr. Carranza and obviously Ms. Gordon, you guys can compare it to the notes you've been taking, make sure everything's drafted accordingly. If you do have questions, you can ask the AG's office. And if you need to reapproach because you don't like how something's drafted and you think it should be different, anyone can do that as well.
Okay.
Okay.
And I guess so describe what standard is. I don't know what that means, standard. You said after the fourth phase.
Yes, it is the standard possession order, the first, third, and fifth weekends of the month. And Mr. Dehmesion will have all that language detailed out and they can explain it to you. As I said, when I made the ruling, I honestly don't know whether you will be under 50 miles or over. I know you said you live about an hour apart. People can live very close and be an hour apart in Houston. People can live far apart and be an hour apart in Houston. So I don't know without having the exact addresses. My guess is you're close, but I'm not sure.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
So somehow you'll have to all figure that out.
Communicate.
Yes. So truly best of luck to everyone going forward.
Your Honor, what about like holidays or his birthday?
That is in the standard possession order.
Pardon me.
That includes all that. And then, I just encourage you all. I know communication is hard, but please try to use app close. A good reminder is, always read over what you're sending, maybe even have someone else read it to make sure tone, when you're sending things through text or not orally, sometimes tone can easily be misinterpreted. So be mindful of that. Take deep breaths before you write something. Don't press send until you're sure you want to send it, because this is all for Noah. And he sounds like a great kid. And, the more you can both be in his life and do good things, if something does come up on the 17th at that appointment, he's going to need both of you to be there and to work together through whatever might or might not be there. So.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
If anyone has any other questions, otherwise we can stop recording and send you all to the breakout rooms.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.